Hey everybody, how's it going? Randy, there's Templar. Playing some Scarlet version. We are going to be hunting some shinies. Friday morning shiny hunt. Got a couple different things to do. Flareon in the title, obviously the main event. If we can get a bunch, maybe we'll do something else too. I'm actually, this is today in reality. It is yeah, wow. Today in reality, it's the 16th. Today on my Pokemon game here, it is the 12th. Whenever I got this Flareon outbreak, so I've had it for a while here. It is hunted, so I'm just kind of chilling and waiting. And on this character, I do happen to have some, hey, Florida boy, what's up, what's up? Nice to see you. On this character, I just so happen to have some thing. Urban Mystica left, yes I do. Can make 2 different shiny sandwiches. We're definitely going to find, hopefully, a couple shiny Flareon today. But before we do that, since it's daytime right now, I have something else cool that I want to show you that you may already know about. But I'm going to show you anyway. Yeah, how you been, Izzy? How you been? Me and the dog are doing well. I'm sorry to report to you, though, that the TCG series is going to be postponed for a bit. We'll see how long. I decided to pursue some things, some IRL things that are going to require some money, so I need to hold off for now. But hopefully that'll be able to change sooner rather than later. So first off, we need to make ourselves here. Whoop. Back in. We want to make one of these sandwiches. Not creative mode. Yeah, work. That's about it, right? That's what we have. Work. Pay all those taxes and stuff, right? We are looking for a ghost. Actually, we can get a ghost encounter too. Ghost encounter 2. Encounter 1 works, but encounter 2 is what we want, and we want to be in the daytime here. I don't know how much daytime we have, but we should be fine. Should be good. For ghost. I don't think I have it favorited here, but I might have to favorite it. Oh, XP for ghost. Encounter power level 1. Pretty sure there's an encounter level 2 ghost here somewhere. You know what? I think it's this one. There it is. Okay. What do we need here? The herb sausage, of course. Always the herb sausage. Alright, let's go grab some. Actually, we'll need to go anywhere. This will work. You're right. Yeah. Where are the... Wait. Oh, there's picnic. Okay, let's go here. No. Here. Alright. Get that, and so I guess I'll explain while we're getting the herb sausage. There's a well-known, I'm pretty sure it's pretty well-known bug that will allow you to get some pretty quick shiny Flutter Mane. So we're going to do that, because why not? Let me show you how it works. I did it on a different character actually while trying it, while attempting it, before I figured out how it worked the right way. I found it, that's not what we need. I found a shiny ancient Great Tusk, that is. So that was a nice addition. And right after I found the shiny Great Tusk, I flew up to Research Station 2, I believe it is, right next to the waterfall, the big decline rock thing, and then the like waterfall that runs out there into the river. there was a Masquerain, a shiny Masquerain chilling there, so I got like 2 shinies in a row. And then finally figured out how to do the, where exactly this is. I have to check everything. And then I finally figured out how to do the Flutter Mane correctly. So, got a lot of shine. I think it's at the very bottom. There it is. Okay. Let's get 10 just in case for later use. Even though I have no money at all. That's fine. That's fine. Who needs money when you're going to get some shiny Flutter Mane almost free? So I'll kind of try to explain how it works, I think. So the reason, I don't know why it works. Oh no, well, we ran out of time for now. We'll do it later. Once the sun comes back up. You can do it anytime, but it's easier during the daytime. So there's some weird bug where Flutter Mane spawns during the day and the night. But in the daytime, I guess, it's invisible. There's some weird bug where it's invisible, and it'll just like, it'll spawn and then despawn in like a second. But it'll be invisible unless you do this, unless you do the ZL lock-on thing. If you're locked in like this, looking around, you will see them spawn in, you'll lock onto them, and then they'll disappear. Unless they're shiny, then they will show up. There's some mechanism that doesn't allow for the shinies to do that. So if then you were to eat a sandwich, as we were about to, even a level 1 encounter would work. The level 2 encounter works great. If you were to eat a sandwich and then go down there during the daytime, whenever they don't work properly, because if you go during the night, they're just going to show up like they usually would. But if you go during the day, you're going to have the ghost encounter going on. Plus, so you're going to get a bunch of invisible Flutter Mane because it's going to be daytime. So they're all going to be invisible. You're going to get a bunch of them. And so there's actually going to be nothing spawning at the very bottom of Area 0 is where you need to go. So you just go the whole way to the bottom of the bottom where where all that water is. And all the Glamora would usually be spawning in. But they won't be there because of the sandwich. Maybe a couple here and there, but you do that, and then when you do the lock-on, something about the lock-on is works somehow like a picnic, in that it'll like keep like force spawning things in, I guess, and so that'll keep just spawning a bunch of stuff, a bunch of these Flutter Mane in and out, because they only stay for like a second because of the bug. And when you do that, and just like run around doing this, basically, you spawn. You have a chance. It's still the same shiny chance as you would normally have with any other whatever your shiny chance is at the time. But because of all those weird bugs, it brings the chance up a lot, because you just get so many encounters, and the only ones you can see are shinies if they pop up. So you'll just be running around seeing nothing at all, and then all of a sudden, boom, shiny Flutter Mane. I got 3 without really even trying on my on the character I play with my nephews. Got 1 for myself, and I'm going to give both of them 1. But it was very easy. It was very easy. We can do that later. And hopefully, in the meantime, you know what? We should have enough time, I think, right, to do a sandwich for Flareon right now. Let's do it. Okay, so different sandwich things now. We're doing a fire sparkling title and encounter sandwich. And for fire, well, for any encounter, any of those sandwiches for any type, we start with the base of tomato, onion, regular onion, green pepper, and a hamburger. And then the last 2 spots are 2 of whatever we need for the specific type. 2 red bell peppers for fire, and then we need 2 of any type. It doesn't have to be the same type. It could be the same type of Herba Mystica. 2 of them, and that is that. This is like the easiest one to make, I think. Let's go with the red Pokeball pick. It is a fire sandwich after all. Used to make a lot of starter ones. Fire, grass, water. These things are always the same. I always start like this. A nice flat surface to continue working on. It's not so hard here with the extra peppers. Kind of lay them all as flat as possible here. I don't think we can get 5 in there, maybe. Nah. Tomatoes. One that's going to be a little sketchy over here now. Should be okay. Actually, it doesn't matter at all, but who wants to mess their sandwich up, right? I'm pretty sure you can, I don't know, maybe you miss a lot of ingredients, maybe it would affect it, but if you, I've had like the entire hamburger fall off and despawn itself before, and it still didn't matter at all. I love how much it shakes around like that. So it looks like everything stayed inside. It stayed spawned, obviously, but I think it actually stayed inside. Nice. Now, any normal person would put 2 hamburgers on that thing, right? Maybe even 3. You can also see one thing, perhaps one cool thing about our team. They're all shiny starters except one. We still need an extra fire shiny starter. But everyone else is. We have 2 Empoleons, so you can tell which one's not shiny. That's not why, but Empoleon, of our non-shiny starters that we've been using, Empoleon is the lowest level. Maybe not anymore, level 60 now. Okay, now. Oh. Whoa. Wow. Stop walking away, shiny Flareon. Stop walking away from the rest. I didn't even get to look at them, but wow, that was lucky that we caught it before it despawned itself. Yes! What a start! What a start! So much better than last time. That Impidimp was impossible. Impidimp possible. We might need some more cook balls. Maybe. Maybe. James the cat boy, you did. Come perfect time. Very perfect time. Did we have any other ones spawn over here? I'd been pretty lucky. Instant shiny from the sandwich. That's always nice. And that's our first Flareon. Yes. First on here, I do have... I think I told you about him before. I just recently got my very first Flareon outbreak on my other character on my Violet version. I think I got 2 or 3. I believe I got 3 on there before. After like 3 days of searching, I finally was able to get 3. And I'd like to shoot for 3 here. That'd be nice. We actually only need 2 technically. Although I could get 3. So we're trying to do the living ShinyDex over a very, very long period of time. For all Pokemon. And so this is the first game we're starting with. Gonna get all the shiny Pokemon from this game. And then as we're doing other casual playthroughs of other games, we'll start doing those as well. So let's go Pikachu. I'm doing a video playthrough right now. Almost done with that actually. So the odds right now of my outbreak are actually incredibly high. That would be normally. So let me look right now. I got some useful things on my phone for that. Pictures saved of charts. All right, yeah. So right now we have 3 different things going for us. We have the Shiny Charm. We have the Outbreak that is cleared to 60 plus, which gives us the best odds. Plus we have Sparkling Power level 3 Sandwich running, which gives us about 1 in 512 chance. So that is quite good indeed. For all that should be spawning in here, we should be getting them in a little faster here. Flareon is a little hard to see, as you could tell. I mean, it doesn't really stand out all that much. A little light orange, pretty much. Always helps to be on co-riding. Little more of a zoom out. So yeah, we're almost done with Let's Go Pikachu. That'll give us another thing to Shiny Hunt. And we'll Shiny Hunt on all the games, but right now this is the only one that's completed. Arceus is also being done at the moment. We have a Shiny Glameow on there, randomly found. Of course, the Shiny Ponyta that you get from the quest. So we do have 2 Shinies on there as well for the Pokemon Home, the full living ShinyDex, and that's going to take a very long time, of course, to do. But we're also just maybe going to try to get a another living ShinyDex on here on every game, maybe, if we can. At least this one, because this is the the main game right now. We're doing pretty well. We have them in order, or somewhat. We have Pokemon in order. I had to redo all this, but I did do it. So we got, it takes a lot of space, but it's 6 blueberry boxes, not including all the ones that you can catch earlier. 4, a little less than 4, but 4 Kitakami boxes. And then we got all the Paldea boxes. And all these are not shiny, but the shinies are in here where they belong, like all the Charcadets should be. Yep, the Riolus are shiny. And if they say ENG, if they're traded over here, that means they just came from my Violet version character. So only going to use those two shinies, that is, from those two characters. Nothing else. I might use others as placeholders, but nothing else will work. These shinies, most of these actually were traded, not all of them. This was our first shiny on here. This is our first shiny on our other started Scarlet version together. That was a while back. Oh, you just got Scarlet? Nice, nice. Enjoy. I think it's, so this was the first game I played in a long time. I'm old. I played Gen 1, 2, 3, and 4. I played Soul Silver, and then I didn't play anything since then. That was when I was in high school. Oh, 6 badges in. Nice, nice. I'm sure you're loving it. Did you play Sword and Shield or Arceus or anything like that? Yeah, this and Arceus were both almost at the same time. My first games back ever since Soul Silver, so it's been a while. But because of that, yeah, everything's so amazing. I mean, everything is there's so much more. It's so much more updated. All the different quality of life things are incredible. Sword and Shield, you play? Nice. Okay. Yeah, we have Sword and Shield. I haven't played that yet. I do have all the Switch games. We'll be going through those as we go. ZA will probably be our next casual playthrough, though, of course. Being that I don't think we'll have time to fit Sword and Shield in between our Arceus playthrough and when ZA comes out. So probably do ZA, and who knows, maybe Sword and Shield and then straight into Gen 10. That'd be great. Yeah, what's your team? Yeah, I'm always curious to know who people are using. Okay, we're getting a lot of extra spawns. I want to be like right about... I don't even know, wait. Not a shiny over there, right? No. Are you? No. Yeah, our doing Mondays and Wednesdays now are our Ironmon hard mode playthrough. We're playing Violet version there. We are currently standing right in about the same spot. We just made it to Alphronaut on there. And I was deciding what I'm going to catch in this area, because we can only catch 1 Pokemon per area. And I've decided, because I was planning on catching a Sylveon up in North Area 3 up here. But apparently, the only Sylveon there is the Terra one, which we cannot catch. So, luckily, I looked up the spawn table here, and Sylveon does spawn 1% chance spawn here. So that is what we're going to try to get here. But one of the other restrictions is I have to catch the first thing I run into, and so first thing I encounter. So hopefully it's a Sylveon, but it could be something else. It wouldn't be the first time. I believe we have Cyclizar randomly ran into us whenever we were in West Area 2, right around here. We accidentally caught a Zorua whenever we were in Tag Tree Thicket trying to get a Morgrim. And then what was the last? Something else just happened. Wasn't there another one I thought maybe? Oh yeah, it didn't really matter because I was just wandering around looking at something for info's sake in the seas. I wasn't actually planning on catching anything in the seas because I didn't think I needed it, but I did run into an Aracuda, so we do have one of those too. It's been fun. And then once I finish this level 1 challenge I'm doing for myself, I've come up with for myself and for anyone else who wants to try it. I'll be doing another even harder challenge. Skeledrus, Guaquo, and Masquerada. That's a nice trio there. Electros, also nice. Sliggoo and Scizor. And they're definitely a nice type spread. Got him from home. Yeah, I did the same thing, I'm pretty sure. Actually, I probably still have him on this character. Yeah, somewhere here, right? Yeah, not to spoil everything for you. I don't know how much you know about the game, but yeah, there they are. My two go ones, and then my starter up here, Croc. That was a very nice, fast, shiny. I mean, I'm happy with one. I do think we want to get 3. I have a couple on Violet, as I said already, but I think if we can get 1 to use here, 1 for home here, and then 1 for the actual, I'm sorry, 1 for the living dex here, and then 1 for the living dex on home. No, you do know? Okay, yeah, there's all kinds of crazy stuff in this game. It's so amazing. I just sort of recently learned that. I'm holding, my nephews just got the DLC. They're pretty young, and they just kind of blast through the game, so I'm allowing them to discover all the extra stuff at the end for themselves instead of telling them. I might show them some stuff this weekend. They only play on the weekends, so maybe this weekend, maybe even today. Who knows? After school, maybe I'll show them. See if they got flying yet or not. That's like one of the big things. Well, it's one of the cool things, but it's not. I guess it's not hugely important, but it's one of the ones I'll tell them about. These things are spawning so far away. That's one problem with sometimes. Okay, the last Flareon outbreak I had was really nice because it was up against a cliff, and so I could only get spawns in certain areas, and I was up against the cliff doing the picnic. And so all the spawns were kind of close to me. And they were in like these are kind of also in 2 areas, one on the right and one on the left over there. But they keep wandering so far away. I guess we're also up against a cliff here. Just a different way. I was in a valley last time, now we're on the cliff. Oh yeah. Yeah, that's the worst, waiting for that. That is the worst. I've used Gudra a couple times on my whatever you call those, your playthrough teams, your initial playthrough teams. Yeah, that's a fun Pokemon. I like dragons as well, so yeah. Today I was also, while we're hanging out just shiny hunting here, I was gonna maybe try to get a list of one of the different hard mode challenges I'm going to do, maybe video version, just for some extra content going on at the same time. We're going to do typed challenges, see if I can beat the game with all the different types. And I'm going to start with whatever might be the easiest one and work my way to the hardest one. So might try to get somewhat of an idea of what that order might be today. Actually, yesterday I put together a nice list of, at least for the base game, what Pokemon you can catch of each type. And wouldn't you know it, water, there's the most water types than anything. Your favorite Pokemon's Goomy? Nice. Nice. Good choice. We still need shiny Goomy here. I'll be super happy to get that. I believe I'm up to about, I did count this, I'm over 100 different shinies, but I can't remember the exact number. So we're doing pretty good. And the shiny charm is just amazing. We've run into so many, speaking of running into so many extra ones, on my, again, other character, which is not this one. The one I play with my nephews, I was just doing the quest. I messed up because it didn't autosave apparently after you do the Ace tournament. So I did something I didn't want to do, and then I reset the game because I figured it was autosaved after the Ace tournament, and it wasn't. So I had to redo the whole Ace tournament, and beforehand I was going to try to fix the thing that I wanted to fix afterward beforehand. So I went out the gate. I just went out the gate of the school and ran into a shiny young goose. So got one of those too now. That was my first one of those. I'm probably not gonna. I'm gonna try not to hunt those types of things. See, if in the process of getting everything else, we just run into that common stuff. I'm done with that with a few Shinx and Luxio both. I love Shinx and Luxio. Well, the whole evolution line, of course. But those are cool shinies. Also very easy to see, though. I'd say Palmo probably also falls into that category. We have a... I did... Or not Palmo, Palmy. I hunted a Palmo. But we should be able to find a Palmy just randomly at some point in our adventures. But it'll be interesting once we get at least close to finishing the living decks here. Living shiny decks, that is. On Scarlet and Violet, and then start to transfer that to home. And then add other games, Pokemon in. We don't need to, you know, fully hunt every game. I could do that if I want to do, again, like I'm going to do here. Probably a full Pokedex that I keep here. But that'll come in time. I'm not really that concerned about that. That's a lot of time. A lot of time and effort. But we're obviously going to get the ones exclusive to those games. Sword and Shield. Let's Go. And eventually Brilliant Diamond Shining Pearl. ZA. And of course, Gen 10, that's really what we're working with, I guess. Just the Switch games. I don't think we need anything else, really, than the Switch ones. We're also getting close, both with the Let's Go Pikachu, and also maybe kind of close with Arceus, because you don't need... So for Arceus, with the Shiny Charm, you need to... If you want to fully complete the Pokedex, you have to get level 10 research level in every Pokedex entry, which it requires more than just catching the Pokemon, which is cool. But if you just want to get, you know, the living decks, you just need one Pokemon. Transfer that to home or whatever. And if you do that, without needing then research level 10 on everything, you can get it's Shiny Enamorous from home if you complete the Arceus Pokedex, the Hisui Pokedex. So we'll be doing that soon. We'll be doing... getting Shiny Meltan, the first ever time they released Shiny Meltan. Be getting that for finishing Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu. Living Pokedex in home. All the Pokemon have to get all of them, and they all have to come from, you know, from either Let's Go Pikachu or Eevee or whatever other game. And then the best one of all is the one... wait, Sword and Shield gives... We got Meloetta already, by the way. I'm going to put a video up for that at some point. That's from this. Get Meloetta here. And it's Manaphy for Brilliant Diamond Shining Pearl, I'm pretty sure. Which is an amazing one. I'm super excited for that. That's going to be the last one. But then Sword and Shield. Who was it for that? Oh, Keldeo. That one's cool too. We're going to get a shiny Keldeo eventually once we finish off Pokemon Sword and Shield. And if maybe you did, if you said you have access to home, and maybe you already have a shiny Keldeo. But if you didn't know about that, yeah, you can get a shiny Keldeo if you finish the Pokedex. I noticed you can only see all that stuff in the app, in the mobile app, so you can't do it on the Switch, which is weird. So I had to, that's why I haven't released the video yet. I had to do it on my phone instead of the Switch. Or else you would have seen it all happen already. Weird. They should do something about that. Maybe I was just not smart enough to figure out how it worked. I don't know. Yeah, the Switch doesn't seem like it has all that many options to it. The home version, the Switch version of home, that is. Where's the moon at? Oh. Right in front of my face. Okay. Okay, good. I have plenty of time to eat another sandwich when we go into Area 0 after this one runs out. Yeah, the other thing about my other Flareon Hunt. Since I was at like kind of the bottom of a valley, they were spawning sort of above me. Made it a lot easier to see all of them. I have not at all played Sword, Shield, Brilliant Diamond, or Shining Pearl, which I'm really looking forward to because I played, like I said, Gen 4 was the last I played as a kid. So I think that'll be pretty great. I remember most of it, but I don't think I played it that heavily. Then, of course, I do have I haven't played any of the 3DS games, but I actually have all of them. I've been buying them up here and there, kind of concerned somewhat that they were all going to sell out, sort of how Pokemon cards work, just because people were going so insane. I just assumed maybe some people would trickle into the video games and then those things don't get reproduced like the cards do, so I was worried people were going to just buy those up and then bump the price up, especially of the 3DS games. Those would be the next ones to fall victim to that, because the DS games are already extremely hard to come by. You can only get mostly you can only get used copies for like $100 to $200, depending on what it is. I don't have any Gen 5. Those are the only games the only generation of games I'm missing. I also don't have from the time I was playing. I don't have. I would love to get Hard Gold. I would really like to get that. Pearl, I don't have that either. I don't have Platinum, which would be another one I'd really like to get. I think those would be the top two I'd want to get, other than a Gen 5 game or two, maybe like one of the first, like Black and then White 2 or something like that. And then also get Platinum and Hard Gold. Sorry, I don't know what's up with my throat. I blame the changing weather. Hard Gold, Platinum. I didn't play Pearl. I don't have Pearl, I should say. I didn't play either, I guess. And also, I guess that's it, actually. That's all. I had all the Game Boy and Game Boy Advance games. In some cases, multiple copies of Leaf Green, Sapphire, Yellow, Crystal, and doubles of all those. Not me specifically, but like I had a sister that played the earlier ones. I had a cousin played some of the earlier ones, just not the DS ones. That's whenever it became just me. I was the only one with a DS. I was I think I was probably in 7th or 8th grade maybe when the DS came out. I can't remember exactly. But I just looked recently. I was surprised to see I was actually a senior or graduated in high school by the time Soul Silver came out. So I bought that. I bought that late. I didn't realize how late that came out. So yeah, they've been really pumping games out for a bit, I guess. So, though it wasn't a whole lot of time that I missed. Missed a lot of games. And actually, you know what? In that time, Dice just got number 7. Did you just beat Tulip here and Alfrenata, or was that Montana Vera you did 7th? Yeah, I was actually playing. I played several other different Pokemon games in the time between that, so I wasn't like, playing no Pokemon at all. Just not the main games. And I actually, some of them on emulators, I suppose I was playing some of the old stuff mostly. In fact, my sister and I played through Yellow and Crystal. Played through and then battled each other afterward to see. That was fun. That actually was what sparked me to buy her for Christmas. I got her Let's Go Eevee. I got myself Let's Go Pikachu. We did the exact same thing for those games. But now the great thing about that is we're playing some Switch era games. There's some real games, so we can keep playing. We can trade. We can get some other Pokemon going. Both her daughters are playing that. Her sons are playing these games actually. My nephews. But she got those for her daughters. They're going to eventually swap, but now that the nephews just got the DLC, it's going to take a little longer for them to finally be done and want to switch over. But my younger nephew already said he wants Let's Go Pikachu for his birthday, but I'm like, yeah, I don't know. You should probably just switch games and like learn to share a little bit. Auto wrong, yeah. Auto wrong is right. Yeah, okay, rhyme, yeah. Yeah, that's one to me that seems like it's kind of up in the air whether you go to Alfrenata here or you go up to Rhyme in Montenevera. Either one would work as the 7th in my opinion. I think Alfrenata here is a high level, but of course the double battle is a totally different thing. Speaking of how much, you don't have to tell me in detail because I haven't played it yet. I don't really want to be too spoiled, but I am curious, is there any type of double battling in Sword and Shield? Or do they stick mostly just to, I mean, I'm sure there's a little bit here and there at least. But do they mostly just stick to single, or do they have like a lot of double battle potential there? These ones under the tree, annoying. These are the worst ones. I'm really looking forward to that game. I haven't got the DLC, but I did realize there's 2 parts to that one too. Depending on how fast we finish Arceus and ZA, I guess, I don't know, yeah, we could be into it relatively soon. If we finish Arceus soon enough, maybe I will just start into Sword or Shield while we wait for ZA, because, I mean, we still got like a summer plus, right? It still doesn't even seem like they know if they're going to be releasing it this year yet or not. They better be if they're already talking about Gen 10. Gotta stay on schedule. Yeah, speaking of staying on schedule, the new cards, Black Bolt and White Flare, Black Bolt trading card sets. The first like double set, kind of like the 2 versions for TCG, kind of interesting. And I've seen, apparently, it's been a little easier to get some of those cards. Pre-order, that is, from like Pokemon Center itself. A little easier meaning people that apparently can sit on their computer all day and wait for TCG to drop items and then sit there for another 5 hours in a queue to get the item. Those guys, within the first 5 hours it dropped, because that's about how long it stayed up, and that was apparently good. Those people got stuff and are saying that things are getting better. I say that's still completely ridiculous, and it's even more ridiculous that people think that that's a good thing and getting better at all. Because whenever I started collecting, most of the time I spent collecting the past year was nothing at all like that. Like, it was easy to get stuff from Pokemon Center. Anytime you went there, you could pretty much get stuff. Like, okay, ETBs is maybe a little bit different. The exclusive ones, maybe you can't get your hands on those immediately, but you could. I mean, they at least last like a day on there, and then they'd come back up for whenever they'd actually be released. They'd restock them. They'd be there for sometimes for days, and then maybe they'd sell out, and then they'd restock them again, and they'd like be there. There were several ETBs that were there, still in stock whenever all the madness began, and then everything from Pokemon Center got sold out, pretty much. It's just nonsense is what it is. It's just crazy people being crazy and then making other crazy people act crazier because they're being crazy, and then, they set off the other crazies because it's all the fear of missing out. That's what I say. That and people thinking that they can make a quick buck on Pokemon cards, and in some cases they were correct. I hope most of the cases were wrong though, and people like me just were like, nah, I'm not gonna pay 4 times the price for you. That's crazy. That's just not smart. even if you got money to blow, like you should be using it on something that's a little better than that. A little better than helping out some guy that's trying to make a buck on Pokemon cards at everybody's expense, pretty much. But yeah, I guess things are getting better. We'll see. We'll see. Still can't get cards for a normal price. Everything's still ridiculous. And again, like, even with all those things happening with ETBs, you could still go to TCG Player, and you could get a regular Elite Trainer box and non-Pokemon Center exclusive. Those are the ones that would sell out quick, and it was still, again, not even quick. The regular ones, you can get those for under price anytime. They were always there, never sold out. TCG Player had them all the time. Yeah, I could go to Walmart and find almost any ETB. If I didn't find it there, I'd go to a different Walmart and probably find it at that one. Nothing now. Literally bare shelves at Walmart the last time I was there. It's like, what is happening? Unbelievable. Ooh, 4-star fighting Pupitar. Nice. Good luck with that. That'll be it. I didn't do a whole lot of Terra raids while I was going through the story. I actually didn't realize that I could do them so easily by myself the first time I played through. Even by the second time I was playing through, I didn't realize how easy it would be to do them as I was playing. But I would imagine from my own experience, 4 stars would be a pretty decent challenge for somebody leveling up. It is daytime, so as much as I would really love to keep hunting these Flareon in the daytime, it does seem a little easier to see. Look at that perfect timing. Let's do this. Oh yeah, I spawned, what was it? Oh yeah, you're gonna see it. I started I want to do a little more shiny hunting for you guys. I do a lot like on my own, not a lot, but I do enough on my own, so I'm gonna try to, what I can record. Sometimes I do it while I'm like video editing and stuff, but what I can record of shiny hunting, I'm going to. And maybe like the best one of the week I might post as a whole video. All the other ones I'll probably make as like a weekly shiny hunt video, and I'll just go through all of them with like a voiceover thing. I did one of those, and it went well enough, but you will see me despawn one. Unfortunately, the first one the first one that popped up, that was rough. But we did just have a bit of a flub recently. That was actually yesterday I did that recording. But it went well after that. So I don't know, maybe next week I'll start doing that. Oh. Don't want to go in there. All right. Now. Sometimes your picnic table doesn't spawn in. That's super annoying. Luckily, we got ours. It was down here towards the bottom. The Ultra Hefty Sandwich. Level 2 Ghost Power. With that gold pick. Alright. This is such a ridiculous sandwich. Like, look at this stuff. What? Might not taste terrible, I guess, but it's like the shape of everything is so weird. What do you even do with all this? Stick the potato salad there. Stick the burger here. Weird. Go with some herb sausages here. Oh, flipped it. See if we can flip them all now. Ah. Okay, now we gotta try to flip that one down and this one down. Nope. Okay, that might work though. Might be okay. Still got both the, okay, so we'll do the fried filet here, I think. Or, whoa. And then this will fit here nice. No, no, it won't. But it's alright because it's still on the sandwich. It's so massive. Boom. There it is. Wow. Ultra hefty sandwich indeed. Look at the example picture down there. What? How did that work? They cheated, that's how. turn the physics off for that sandwich, for that sandwich creation. But hey, look at that, perfect. Everyone's gonna love it. Still have yet to have a 3-star on any sandwich. Even ones where stuff despawn, like entire things, like a piece of hamburger. That is the only piece of hamburger. Okay, now let us hop. Also, we're gonna deal with Mischievous. Flutter Mane, that is. Because we don't necessarily have anything perfect, but Infernape's pretty good for that, I guess. Yeah, who knows? Who knows what the next shiny starter will be? I'm hoping it's going to be a fire type. We have, like, Scorbunny and Charmander would actually be two more common ones, I think. Even Litten, honestly. Now that, we will hunt like crazy. You know it. Get all the Incineroar. Try to do the same for Grogi, for competitive ones. Tomorrow morning, we're doing our, as always, we'll probably be doing a little shiny hunting while we do it, but also it's our battle stream day. So, you want to try your hand at some battles. We will spectate. We have 2+ people, and I have rewards. You may have seen the box labeled rewards. That's what that is. Base game Pokemon only, so you don't even need the DLC or have played it. Only one co-riding or me-riding allowed. Everything's rolled to 50. Bring 6, use 3, single battle. Yeah, no doubles, no double Pokemon or items. It's pretty much all the rules. And again, just base game only. And that's our open battle league. We haven't really done any of it yet, but the goal is, just to have it every Saturday, and anyone who can come hang out can battle in it. And I am able to spectate, so I can watch. We can all watch the battle happen. I'll call it. So yeah, here we go. We have the encounter sandwich, which is why you're seeing nothing. Let's see if we hold it in here for a second. There you see a Flutter Mane popped up, but we couldn't even see it. It popped up, but it almost instantly despawned. And it was invisible. So why, you ask? Because the game is bugged. But that's okay, because of that bug, we need to get in a little bit of a different space here. Gonna still get a little bit of these Glimeras and limits, but we shouldn't get a ton. Also, very easy to shiny hunt a Glimora down here in general, just because if you would eat a rock encounter sandwich or a rock sparkling power sandwich, you're definitely gonna get a shiny Glimora. Limit probably too. I got a Glimora without even having anything running, just by being down here one time. Very easy to see, they're like aqua colored. Yeah, so again, this is very annoying, I know. I don't like it either, but what that does is forces spawns, apparently. It's almost like a mini picnic. Like a very quick picnic. Quicknick. Every time you do that. So this is still not really the area we want to be. Might work, but anywhere down here works, but there is a nice opening. I think it's back here then. Just run back there. I like to, I'm usually turned around like that because again, stuff's going to be despawning behind, or spawning in and despawning behind us while we run. Most of the time, which is super annoying. I just lost a shiny Graveler recently that way. Random shiny, but still, you hate to see it, right? It's the worst. We lost a shiny Squirtle on stream. That was our first one lost on stream. That was really rough. Okay, this is the area I think that I prefer because it's nice and open. You can see everything very clearly. And if you're far enough away from that middle point, then nothing else should be spawning. Just maybe a couple Glimora like you see here and there. And again, we don't have any extra, we don't have an encounter or a sparkling power going right now on the sandwich. It's just the encounter power, so we can get more Flutter Mane down here. And again, if we look close, they are here. You just can't see them. There's one. There's one. There's actually a ton here. We're just not close enough to lock onto them, but there's a bunch, trust me. If it was nighttime, it's pretty much everything here would just be Flutter Manes and then those Glamora. There'd actually be 15 Pokemon around us right now. So they are here. We can't even run into them, so that's what you're seeing there. Now, once you start getting too many Glamora now, we'll just do this. That's also going to spawn a bunch of different ones in. Just like you would normally do if you're moving from area, like spot to spot, then more are going to spawn. And even if you can't see them doing so. Which means, yeah, this works the same way as if you were to do the lock-on trick, just moving around. I mean, yeah, we could even just be, like, sprinting up and down this side here. And looking for one. We'll see how many we get with the sandwich. How about that? Sandwich makes it nice to time things. It is a good sign when you're not seeing any Glamora pop up. It means you're getting a lot of Flutter Mane spawns. So we'd be at, without the Sparkling Power or Outbreak, we are just at the 1 in 100, 1 in 1365. There's one. 1 in 1365. There's one right there. So that's all. That's all you gotta do. Is wander around and eventually... Again, there's a bunch of it, and now there's a bunch of Glamora and Glimmet, but there was a bunch of Flutter Mane. This one is the only one we can see, because, thank goodness, they have something in the game that makes it so the shinies do appear. And that is that. Let's catch it in a Dusk Ball. You'll see how many we can get. I would put these in the rewards box, but yeah, you guys can do the exact same thing. At least with if you have Scarlet version, you can do the same thing. Get yourself an unlimited number. It's so easy. That hurt. Ow. Please don't do that again. Flutter Mane. We could slack off. Nice. Good to know. The very first one I found was actually inside, like clipped inside one of the buildings here. So be sure to look very closely. Oh. Did it attack us last time? Oh, it did. Oh no. Okay, good. That helps. Never mind. Still knocks us out because that's still another regular effectiveness. Sorry. Sorry, Infernape. My bad. Go with... I mean, Emperor, the same exact thing. Empoleon might be a better choice on him. He's also level 93. And he's also a reliable partner. Not that the others aren't. I love that shiny. That is... it's so hard. I can never pick my favorites of things, but that is definitely one of my favorite starter shinies. That's for sure. I also really like Empoleon. I don't know how good he is, but I think he's cool. He is a penguin, after all. Nice. That's what I want to see. I also think maybe the level of your Pokemon in battle I might be wrong about this, but sometimes I feel like it helps with catching. When I see people doing videos, I do often see them using a level 100 in the top. So I wonder if that is the case. Nice! Alright, one. See how many more we can get. Yeah, the amount of time it takes catching the thing is the worst part. There's a lot of our sandwich. Doesn't feel as bad when you accidentally despawn one of these guys, though, right? This one I'd be okay with doing. It's almost like the event ones. Event ones kind of feel bad, but still, it's like, eh. It just means I have to walk around another like 5 minutes looking for one. Speaking of, we will. It's not going to be today, but you might see some. I might just briefly cover my event shiny hunting from Violet version, which still has the last event outbreaks going. But it's Friday, and it is the last weekend for Metagross Terror Raid, which means I need to do all the shiny hunting so I can connect to the internet. I'll lose the shiny outbreaks. I'll lose the outbreaks, the event outbreaks, that is. And then, but I will be able to do the Metagross. It's always too bad, though, you know, lose those outbreaks. Sure, they'll have something else coming up soon, though. I'm kind of good on Swablu and Wiglets, I think. But I want a lot more Growlithe. So, I'm going to be working on that. That's probably what you'll see me doing. I'll probably show you the box as well on that video next week. Just covering maybe like this weekend and then next week's shiny hunts. And then again, hopefully I have one fun one on a video. Like every video I'm doing, I'm just doing it like I'd be doing a stream. And wandering around, talking about random nonsense, hunting a shiny, talking about the shiny hunt in general, the outbreak that we're dealing with or whatever. Because there's so many different facets to all of them. Don't worry, they are still spawning. And as I said, if we're not seeing Glamora, it means we're getting a lot of Flutter Mane spawning in right now. We just cannot run into the ones that are invisible, because they're invisible. I don't know all the reasons it happens, but it doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. Check these limits, make sure we don't get one of those, because like I said, I do have a Glamora. If we can get a Glimmet, we'd be done with that for the main living shiny dex. So we got one Flutter Mane for our living dex. We can get another one. Well, one for home. We can get one for here. And then one to use. Three's very possible within a half-hour sandwich, but honestly, people have a lot more luck than that most of the time. I'd say you're almost bound to get one, though. Again, I know the lock-on thing is annoying, but it is like mini picnics. It doesn't despawn everything, as you can see, but it is spawning. I heard something like it's force spawning things. So since the Flutter Mane are always despawning themselves, there's always room for more stuff to respawn. Until you get too many Glimmets and Glamora, then you gotta, like I've been doing here, wander out of the area real quick. That's the best I can tell you about why it does what it does. Fun though, huh? Pokemon and its crazy glitches. Now we don't want to do any glitches that are like the bad ones. We're never going to get into anything like that. All our Pokemon are legit. All our shinies are legit because I'm going to give them away to you guys, and I want you to be able to use them and stuff. I want to be able to use them myself, for that matter. I don't care about fake mon. It's actually extremely annoying. I don't know why. I don't know how Pokemon allows it to go on such a high rate, but I don't know. I guess they just can't do anything about it or something. But that's fine. That's fine. We don't have to worry about anything like that in our open league. We're going to have other leagues as well. I'd love to, at least. But the open league is our starting point because it's going to allow anyone and everyone to join. And you don't need to be here every week. I'm thinking like minimum of 3 to 5, just like a regular tournament or whatever would be for Pokemon. Just as long as you've participated in 3 to 5 battles, it'll be based on win-to-loss ratio, who gets into like a playoff at the end, whenever that may be. That's what determines whether we do 3 or 5 minimum. But yeah, but the incentive, of course, every time to join in, because you might be able to win a shiny that day instead of just waiting till the very end. Of course, some of these days, if we have a really busy day, which would be great, who knows? Might be able to get 3 matches in one day. We had 3 other people, so 4 people total to battle. And had somehow the time, if we had the time to do all of them. I did, so what did I say? Double battles unless we get, maybe it was 4 or 5 or 6 plus. Hey, what's up? What's up, Narpy? Went on a field trip Friday? Nice. Wait. Today, sorry, which is Friday. Nice. Where was it? I might not know what it is, but I might. I might know the place. It's famous enough. Oh, castle, nice. That's always fun. There are actually some castles around where I don't know how like legit they are, but I've never been to one. They are around here, my area, even in America. Worcester. Doesn't sound familiar, but that is cool. So what, you just get to get like a history of the place and get to like do a tour? That's kind of cool. Whoa. Wait. Aha! Hello there. Hello there, shiny Glimmet. You just played in the field outside. Nice. Nice. Field trip, they said, right? Oh. What is this guy doing? Are you kidding me right now? A Glimmet didn't get in the quick ball? Why, man? Yeah, that's awesome, man. Awesome. That's true, yeah, that's true. You guys would probably just be out there using it as a pitch, eh? That's great. We already, like I said, have the Glamora, and we got Glimmet. Well, we will, hopefully. Yay, Sydney. Just what? Why is this thing so strong? Level 58 basic Pokemon. Lag. Of course it's lagging, because I found a shiny. Has to do it every time something interesting happens, right? Oh, I see that. I see that lag. What in the world? Did you get better? It did too, right? As soon as I stopped, as soon as I got the shiny. As soon as I got the shiny, it stopped. I'm trying to watch it. It looks like it's okay now. Well, we got super lucky there, but not exactly what we're looking for. That's fine. Yeah, well, like I said, last time when I did this on my other character, I found shiny Great Tusk as I was trying to figure out how it all worked. I remember that feeling. Yeah, sharp grass. After a day of playing outside, you're like, why are my legs all scraped up? Get itchy. All that poison ivy. I live in a pretty wooded area, so. Oh, nice. Nice long field day. We're about out of sandwich here, probably. Yeah. Nice to get one more at least. I think we'll get one more. Shiny rate of like 1 in every 10 minutes, so that'll work. Field trip in the field of a place that has a field. Yep. Field trip to a field. Not always the worst. Yeah, you call them school trips. Well, that one is an actual field trip. Again, we don't actually have an increased shiny chance, other than the charm, of course. The only increase, but just the fact that they keep despawning themselves. And there's so many popping up and out. Should give us a good chance. So yeah, that Glimmet was pretty easy to see against the other ones, just like a light blue instead of the pink. It is also about the same color as the Glimora is. Go figure. I like when the evolutions follow the same like shiny pattern, shiny color scheme. Which is most of the time, I guess, but not always. Like Psyduck and Golduck, or somebody else I just popped out of my head. Had it, I lost it. Scyther, Scizor, that was the one. They're actually close, but not quite the same. Must have a lot. And again, just in case you think that it's stopped happening. Around here. Sure, there's a couple there. Are you hunting Goomies? Good question. Go to a like a little pond. Goomies are usually around ponds, the smaller ones. Are they all? They're in the DLC somewhere too, aren't they? I think maybe Kitakami has a nice place for them. Oh, check the big cave. Check the big cave. There's a Flutter Mane popping in and out. There's another one. They're here. They're probably just not close to us when they spawn in, is all. Dragon. Gloomy. Goomy or Gloom? Goomy, I assume, is who you meant. Yeah, he's Dragon. Solely. Yeah, and speaking of Dragon, I got a list of all the Pokemon of every type that you can get in the base game. Obviously, Water has the most. Water might just be the easiest to play through as a Water type trainer than any, just because of the sheer amount of Pokemon you have to choose from. I do agree with you. I think you said Fire. Narpy. Leo. I think Fire would be one of the easier ones as well. Normal seems like it'd probably be easy, but you know what's interesting? They never made, well, at least it's not in this game, and I can't think of one myself. There are no, that I know of, normal water type Pokemon. And so you almost have the fire, grass, water typing for normal type, but you don't, because you have no water types to use there, which would make it a little harder, maybe. Maybe. Aldiataros, wouldn't he be fighting water? Like a quack? There might be one in a different game. Again, I never played 5, 6, 7, and 8. I know some of the Pokemon, of course, but not all of them from those. Whoop. Well, now you know how this works. I'll probably get myself a couple more of these because it is really easy. I'm sure next sandwich I do, I'll get a bunch. I'll get way more than I need. Would have been nice to get one more, but hey, whatever. We're going to go get some Flareon, so it doesn't matter. Oh, yeah, there you go. Yeah, B-Barrel. Yeah, there you go. Not in this game, unfortunately, but that would have been, I would have totally, man, that would have been great. First time to ever use B-roll, like, for real. Yeah, maybe the only one. Maybe barrel. Yeah, I could get an Arceus. I don't think I'm going to do that, though. Because I'm going to play by some rules still, some restrictions for hard mode challenge. But it's just going to also then be a typed thing. I'm still even considering whether I can get a trade in for like Scissor or something like that. I feel like maybe I'll allow that just because then I can... Like, I kind of want to be able to use all the Pokemon available. So, I think for that reason. But no traded ones that would get increased experience, because that would make the best things up. I'm looking forward to that, though. I think that Steel also, like you said, Steel and Fire, those both seem like they'd be easy ones. You said Fairy'd be hard. I still think Fairy might be easier. But I don't know. Oh, look, there's actually 14 Fairy and 14 Steel types in the base game that you can get. Maybe not all of them in like a specific version, but there are that many total. Ice, I believe, would be pretty hard. I also think like Poison and Rock will be hard, and Bug is probably going to be pretty hard. I think there's a few that are going to be pretty hard. We could probably break it down pretty easily into like a 3-tier, like probably easy, probably hard, and then like not sure. I think we could maybe get it into a breakdown of that. going to take me a bit to be able to start that anyway. So, but grass, water seems like it'd probably be easy. Grass is probably, I don't know, that one I'm not positive about. But with the other typing of the grass type Pokemon, it actually might not be so bad. But another role there is I can't Terra into things that aren't the type that I'm training. Like I can't be a grass tip trainer and then Terra my Scovillain into fire, because that's not what a grass trainer would do, right? If I was a gym leader, I wouldn't be allowed to do that. If I was an NPC, that would be illegal. So, what did we cover? Ground would probably be easy-ish, I would imagine. Dark probably easy, because there's actually, I think the second most Pokemon in the game of a type is Dark after Water. And then maybe Normal after that, and Flying, I believe Flying comes close as well. Flying would, I'm not sure about Flying, that would maybe fall in the middle category for now. Dragon probably easy. I mean, it's gonna run, everything's gonna run into its problems here and there. A dragon shouldn't run into too many issues, right? That's almost all the types, right? What did we miss here? Psychic. Psychic, fighting. Fighting might be pretty easy. Psychic. Psychic's got to start off against the bug type gym. Dun dun dun. I don't know, Psychic might not be too bad. That's one of those mid ones, but honestly, that one I think might be even trending toward tough. Yeah, rock, poison, ice, bug. I think those would be tough ones for sure. Basically, the 4 worst types in the game. Yep. Alright, that's why we're seeing so many Glamora. Again, they are still here. The Flutter Mane, the invisible Flutter Mane are still here. They're always here, believe it or not. They've been here the whole time you've been playing. Anytime you come down here and it's daytime, there are invisible Flutter Mane floating around. If you use a sandwich, there's even more of them. And again, if a shiny one pops up, it's not invisible, so that's great. And that's what we were doing. Only got lucky enough to find one. That's fine. That is enough to show you that it works. Now let's get back to what we were doing here. Is here. Alright, now hopefully we get a little luckier with the Flareon, right? This is where we won the shinies at today anyway. What we got here? 118. I'm gonna do another sandwich, and then I'll take a quick break, I think. Almost perfect timing too, so a half hour pretty much of daytime. Doxbun might be our first Pokemon for a fairy type run. I'm gonna stick with one Pokemon per area. I don't know if I'm gonna make it first encounter, but I might. Obviously, it's gonna have to be the first encounter of that type of Pokemon. But I think I'm gonna just allow it to be open to whatever I want from any area. Just to, again, I want to kind of give myself a chance at least. Like, it's not like a trainer going through the game, going through the area would be like, oh no, I can only catch this Pokemon now. That's too bad. Now my whole life is ruined because I have to use a Vivian instead of Lockix something. I don't know. The first thing that popped in my head. Whoa, the lag. That's not stream lag, that is game lag there. Has to be 2 under the tree, come on. I'm not getting a ton of spawns. Where is everything else spawning at? Inside the cave, I wonder. It might be in the cave. This looks like the middle, but I feel like it's more like this. Okay, let's eat a sandwich. Make and eat. This is the last of our Urban Mystica. I have to finally do some raids again. The red bell peppers for the fire type and hammer. And our last herbs. Another red pick. Oh, we should use the BB pick for hunting evolutions, right? That would make sense. It's funny, of course they have the Eevee and a Pikachu pick. Those are two things that I would hunt a lot of. You get a few Pikachu recently. Shiny Pikachu. First Pikachu outbreak I had. Got a nice 3 or 4. Actually, I think I got more than that. So I was hunting some very specific ones for my nephews. I found I wanted to get them some Boy Pikachu, and then I wanted to get them. I ended up getting 2 with titles. One had the uncommon title, and one had one of the different ones. That I feel like the uncommon title is exactly that. It's an uncommon title, and then all the other ones count as like rare ones. So I had the uncommon title, and I had a rare one. So I ate another sandwich, tried for another title, a male with a title, and I got it. And I think it was another rare title. So yeah, they given my nephews rare titled Shiny Pikachu as a reward, because again, I have battle teams I'm playing against them with. In fact, now up to 25 levels of it. I didn't make all those yet. I'm actually working on. Level 6 is done, which is the level they're on. Level 7 has been. I think I caught a couple for it, but it needs a lot of work. Things are getting tough now. Level 6 and 7. Level 5, 1 to 5 was like the tutorial. 6 to 10 is like the advanced mode, single battles, and then 10 to 15 is going to be probably 3v3, like we did. It's pretty much going to be base or open battle league rules. At least for me, they can use whatever Pokemon they want still, like they've always have. But I'll be using just pretty much as I have been base game Pokemon. Maybe not. We'll see. It will be 3v3 though for the first time with our battles, and then the other 10 levels of battles are all doubles. First 5 levels, I'm using teams I'm building to take on the BB Elite 4 plus Kieran champion. So I'm doing all that's 5 there, and then another 5 that I'll come up with after that. That'll be even harder. And every challenge, every time they can beat one of those battle teams, I have a reward for them. And I got them all ready to go except like the last 3 or something. So Pikachu is one of those. Pikachu is in fact one of the last ones because it's a shiny Pikachu. Yeah, I don't want to do that. I don't want to despawn any. Sure, we'll end up despawning a shiny if we do that. We are not getting enough here. What's happening? Should always have 15 Pokemon spawning on your screen, not 7. It takes some time sometimes, but it should be 7. I mean, it should be 15, not 7. There you go, that's better. Yeah, I have a feeling they're spawning in the cave. That happens. The game doesn't like differentiate at all between that kind of stuff. So things will spawn inside the walls of caves. You'll get all kinds of crazy stuff. So of course it's going to be spawning underneath me somewhere. We do have the sandwich going, so we do want to kind of be fast about it. See as many as possible. One extra spawn. Maybe we take a step over here, it'll be better. And there's also the extra zoom you can get there. Switch zoom. So yeah, anyway, there's not a whole lot to, there's a lot to discuss, I guess. We did stop the TCG series for now. Some IRL things that I'm going to be trying to accomplish probably require some vast amount of funds, so have to cut back on that, and also eventually the stream schedule and things will change a little bit, but I'm still going to try to do as much as I am here. We're going to add some more video series, especially through the summer. Maybe you know, once fall into spring, through spring comes, maybe the video series will drop back a little bit, but we're still going to have at least one going all the time, video series, plus all the streams. That's the goal. The time might change. There might come a time where I have to switch the streams to the evening. Sorry if that does happen. I'll keep Saturday in the morning all the time, though, because I should always be able to do that no matter what. Not getting good spawns. Taking a step back over this way. We had better spawns when I was a step to the left. Oddly enough. And yeah, sometimes things spawn like farther away from you purposely. So taking that step to the left might make more things spawn in the area that's right over there. Or maybe in the area over there. So yeah, that being said, we got Monday and Wednesday is that Ironmon challenge. Level 1 is what we're doing, the streams. The stream challenges. We'll go through the levels. Doing level 1 now. It's my tutorial challenge to myself, pretty much. It's going relatively well. Like I said, we're standing basically in the same spot there. We're in Alfrenata. Just got there and was, again, considering what I was going to catch for this area. I'm going to attempt, unless I run into something else beforehand and then I have to catch that, I am going to try to find a Sylveon for that game, for that character. That'll be a great addition to our team. And this is the only place you can find a wild Sylveon, apparently. I think that was correct. I don't know, that might be wrong, but I know for sure we can't get it in North Area 3, which is where I was planning on getting it. So I was glad I looked at that beforehand as I was actually looking up what to catch here, found that out. So now we know I pretty much have to get Sylveon here or I can't have it. And that's the only evolution I'm going to get, as much as I love the evolutions, and as much as there are others that are pretty good. Umbreon, of course. I think Vaporeon is good as well. Jolteon's good. Flareon, I guess, isn't amazing. Glaceon and Leafeon. Glaceon, Leafeon, and Flareon all have their uses, I suppose. But Sylveon's the best. I think pretty much everybody, I mean, when it comes to gameplay, I think everyone agrees with that. Umbreon, very useful because of the tankage, I would say. Espeon would also be like one of the more niche ones, I guess. I love them all, though. I love them all. The team, my level 6 battle team for the nephews is the Evolution team. In fact, you've seen it used on here before. That's what I'm using currently on Violet as I train them. Everything but Glaceon and Leafeon, just because, you know, that made the most sense to me. You gotta cut 2 of them out. Which ones are they gonna be? I have to go with... I cut those out, but I am training up a Glaceon and Leafeon for backup in case the team is somehow too hard for them. I don't think it will be, honestly. They were getting a lot better just from those 5 levels of battles. That I think they learned a lot, and now after playing all the DLC, I bet they learned even more having to go through those tough double battles. I mean, they're not easy. They're not easy. They're a little easier if you're just going to use like level 90 plus Pokemon, I guess, but which is what they did. But still, one of these days I'm gonna tell them the challenge I'm doing. I'm gonna actually tell them soon, and then one of these days I'm hoping that they want to try it themselves. At least my older nephew wants to challenge himself at some point. They had a pretty easy time the first time through the game, and that was somewhat my fault because I traded them some I traded them all the Kanto starters, which of course they wanted to use. So they had some high-level Pokemon. Eventually stopped listening to them, but they were so high-level it didn't matter. Caught some other high-level Pokemon using them, so they had even more. And that was the start of their Pokemon experience in general. I should have probably, in hindsight, I probably should have let them just play the game for real. I didn't even think about it, though. I was just like, oh yeah, I think it'd be a nice little gift to, you know, start your Pokemon adventure if you got the Kanto starters. Plus, they saw my Pokemon Home thing, and they asked, and I was like, I guess. I didn't know how to say no after they saw that I had a bunch of Bulbasaur, Charmander, and Squirtle on Pokemon Home. So I had to do it, and then they got them, and then that was that. In fact, my one nephew wanted a Piplup, and the other nephew, because of that, I ended up giving him a Cyndaquil. So they even had those extra ones. It's fun, though. And then my older nephew started a new character. I don't know how far he ever got with that one. I'm curious. I'm sure he beat... I think he might have beat the base game on it. I don't know. But I'm sure it was a lot harder, unless he swapped Pokemon over with his brother's help. Traded some to him, and then from the main game, and then over to his other game to make it easier on him. I hope he didn't, though. I hope he actually tried to play the game. It's not that hard to train a couple Pokemon. I mean, if you don't give yourself those roles to make it hard, then it's quite an easy game. So, oh, this gym is a little tough. Let's go battle a couple Pokemon or a couple trainers, and now I have 5 extra levels on everything and breeze through it. We currently in our challenge have that ability as well. If we ever find ourselves behind, we can go back and fight some trainers. That's the only thing we can train on. We have the ability to use these power items, though, which has made our Pokemon a lot tougher than they would normally be at their current level on the Ironmon challenge. That is Monday and Wednesday. Tuesday and Thursday, by the way, in the morning. They're always streaming in the morning right now. Tuesday, Thursday is when we're playing our casual playthrough. Those are casual days. Arceus currently. About to get into the Coronet Highlands, actually, Tuesday, coming up here. For the first time, the farthest I've been in that game, so I'm really excited. We've already passed up the farthest I've been, but I spent a little bit of time in the third area, which we just beat. I never spend any time at all in the Coronet Highlands, which we're going to on Tuesday. And then Fridays are these streams, which where we just hang out. Sometimes we'll maybe even group up, Union Circle, do some barbecues. That's always good. We all probably need those group quests, right? So always a potential for doing that. Even whenever you can gain BP, even if you're in Union Circle with other people, you can gain BP from them doing quests, even if you're not in the Terrarium or the Blueberry Academy anywhere. You can be on one of the other regions and you'll still get the points. You just can't participate because like doing stuff in other regions doesn't count. But you can still get the points, which is nice. That's always a possibility on Fridays and Saturdays, really. But again, Saturday mornings are for the Battle League day. So I'm hoping that some of you out there will want to try your hand at winning a shiny. And the rules are such that, teams can't be crazy anyway. So I think everyone has a chance. Because it's all base game only, I feel like that should give everybody a chance as well. You don't need anything extra. You don't need to play through the whole game and gotten all and talk to Snacksworth or anything like that. You don't need any of those things. You can only use one Co-Riding or Mia-Riding, so you don't need both games. Build your team around whichever legendary dragon ride you got, if you like. Got a lot of different options there. Again, it is single battles. Eventually, I would love to have a double battles league, which would be a little more of an official thing, and we'd have that open. There would be very little restriction on Pokemon in that case. The only restrictions would be like, and now we're in Regulation I, which is allowing 2, and I think this is the most they ever allow is 2 restricteds, right? So this is like the full regulation. I don't know if there's anything else they would add, right? This is it. This is the final regulation. I might be wrong about that. I don't know how it all works, but yeah, at this point, as far as I'm aware, they never allow for 3 restricteds on a team. It's it works its way from the base game, and not even like the like pseudo legendaries in the base game, and then eventually they add that stuff in, right? Then they add the legendaries for the base game or something like that. I don't know exactly how it works, but something like this. Then they'll add the DLC stuff, and then they'll add like, you know, the legendary extra DLC legendary stuff, and then they'll add maybe you know, stuff outside of the game that is still compatible with it. And then at that point, you're probably already playing with a restricted for most of that time, I'd imagine. And then like now they open it up to 2 restricteds. I don't know which we'll do. We'll do 1 or 2. I'm sure. I don't know if those are the 2 rule sets that they always keep on there. There's 2 different rule set official league rules that they have you that they have available to just choose from. Might be those. You guys can give me your input. That's a long time till we do that one. Because for now, again, the open league is just so people can stop by, hang out, not feel like they're pressured into anything, not feel like it's anything too hardcore, right? Some casual players getting together. We might even break that into 2 different tiers of casual and advanced players. If we have enough people participating in the open battle league, and we have enough good players in it, we will separate them from the rest of the pack. Just again to give those casual players a better chance of winning, getting some prizes. And if they don't want to be in the casual rank, if they want to be in the advanced rank with the advanced players, then by all means. So that's everything we're doing on the channel, guys. That's everything. Hope to see you guys for all that. We're not going anywhere. Don't worry. We're still here. We're only about halfway through the stream right now, so got plenty of time to hang out still. But that's everything. If you're wondering what I've just been hinting at that I've been doing something, I guess I'll mention it here a little bit because I'm not positive about what's going on yet, but there's a potential that I will be going back to school here this year, this coming semester after summer. I don't know if it'll be, it probably won't be full time. I might just pick up some courses, start getting myself some credits. Also, hopefully getting a different job in my field of study. Hopefully, and perhaps also moving closer to my school, which is my alma mater. I'm going to be going for a master's. Oh, well, I'm going to be working on a master's. I don't know how long it'll take, so there's that. But I'm thinking about it at least more seriously than I probably ever did. But yeah, maybe going for a master's of divinity, which is a theological degree, which is of course my area of study. I have a BA in philosophy and theology. So I'm thinking about the Masters of Divinity, working on that slowly over time. That's like again a master's 4-year degree. So it's going to take a bit, especially if I'm not full time. But we'll see. We'll see exactly what happens. That is why I'm going to have to cut back on cards for sure, because that is not a cheap thing to do, to go back to school again. So it is cheaper. It's much more feasible for a single guy like me, unfortunately. But hey, I've got some time and money to spare, so I might as well make more use of it and, you know, learn more about what I not just what I'm interested in, but also what matters most, honestly, because life is religious, whether we want it to be or not. It is. It's just the way we are real religious beings as humans. That's just what we are. And the meaning of life is attached directly to that, to the question of God, and the meaning of life, what happens after we die. All those things are the biggest questions, are all biggest and most important ones. That is, those are what we're about as humans. It's why so many people are so like anxious and depressed and just frantic all the time, because they have no no foundation. So that's kind of why I started going back to school. That's half of the reason why I'm back here playing video games, which is where I come from. I come from that world myself. And I was able to, by God's grace, break free of it. Studied a lot so I can help other people out and just so I can understand it all. And I think I'm going to do more. I think we're going to do more. I'm actually maybe even going to go farther than just the Masters of Divinity. I might continue after that, depending on what happens. We'll see. So that is yeah, the big potential life change, and I'm pretty sure that's going to happen. It's just about it really just comes down to financial things, but those can be overcome by anybody who is willing to put in the effort, honestly. So yeah, I guess that's what is going to happen. So yeah, we're gonna, because of that, once all that kind of starts up, that might change the time that we have streaming. We might be doing in the evening more, but I am still, and maybe the streams might not be able to go 5 hours. Maybe it'll just be 2 to 3 hours max all the time. Who knows? That's still pretty long streams, right? That's still not bad. But yeah, those small changes will probably come to the stream. Other smaller changes to the channel in general, but not really. It really is just going to be trying to get a decent amount of video series going through the summer, maybe cut back through the other seasons. But if we can record enough in the summer and even some of the off season, we just to have something continually running, that would be great. Maybe try to work on that. The more people we got behind the scenes helping, the more possible that'll be, of course. Hoping even, you know, getting back to school and networking with people, that could also help us build our channel here. Find a lot more like-minded people, young Catholics that probably game. I'll probably find several of them. In fact, I know my school. I might not be attending the school. In fact, it'll probably be a seminary that's related to it. But the school, I know they actually have a game club there. I was never part of it, but I thought about it. I know they played League of Legends, which I was very big on, being that I'm old. I was huge on that whenever it started. Man, I played League of Legends when it started, bruh. I was OG League of Legends. Yep, I'm old. If I was OG Pokemon, you know I was OG League of Legends. Come on now. Anyway, yeah, so that's all that. But don't worry, we'll be doing plenty here. Not going anywhere. And again, I do hope that we're actually going to be increasing throughout all that time. I hope we can increase what we're doing on this channel, not decrease. And in fact, get outside the realm of just doing our Pokemon stuff, which is the goal all along, and to get into our own games and our own stories and that of other temple nerds, right? It's not just about me. It's about a community. So those are all the goals, man. Goals. There's a lot of them, but we got time. Got time to work on it. So I guess, you know, pray for me or whatever. Certainly use your prayers in my time of discernment here. Yeah, but I've been talking to my friend and advisor and one of my professors from back then. He's always like around my age. I have a couple of professors that are around my age because I didn't go to school until later. So yeah, only a few years ago I graduated. Thought I could do something maybe without going to school more. In fact, I really discourage people to continue higher education because usually it's not worth it at all. Just to get some silly piece of paper that makes people think you know something that you could have probably learned on your own, especially because most of the time they're just trying to brainwash you these days anyway in these state and public schools. So yeah, that was one of the main reasons I didn't even want to go back to do any more schooling. I just figured it's, you know, why do the thing that they're trying to force everybody to do? Why join the rat race? But I don't know. There are some benefits aside from the whole putting on airs because now I have an extra piece of paper that says that I'm smart kind of thing. I think that's pretty dumb, but being able to get there, actually learn some good things, some good stuff, grow in not just knowledge but in virtue. Hopefully, get back around a lot of those collegiate types, but the types that I knew, they weren't the snobby academia type. They were like nice, down to earth, awesome Catholics, and so but very very intelligent. They wanted to hang out and talk about philosophy and theology and stuff, which is what I love to do. Like I can just sit around and talk about that kind of stuff all day, but get back to that kind of environment. I think it'll be good. And in the meantime, while paying an exorbitant amount of money to do so, get a piece of paper that says that I'm smart. Right? Because again, most people can just do all that stuff on their own. If they have the initiative to go and get a degree to do it, they can do it on their own these days online without paying all that money. That's like one of the big reasons, honestly. You can teach yourself at that point. Not everybody, I guess. Some people just go through the motions through college. Unfortunately, they treat it like it's high school. I was talking to somebody who's, I guess my parents' generation. I said, it's funny. Your parents, they went to school till 8th grade, and then they were good. They were good to go. They went to the young men were ready to go to work. And then their age, my parents' generation, for them, college, high school was like high school, and college was like college. But then for us, for my generation, high school is like grade school or something, and college is like high school. College is like a continuation of high school. You're still treated mostly like a kid. It doesn't feel like a very adult atmosphere anymore. Certainly not like it used to be, because the only people going were like the higher education type that were going to do that diligent study. It was basically, you're going to like a master's program if you're going to college at all. So it's just all like another level step down. And why is that? It's just to get everybody to go to school more, to pay more money, to sit in these classrooms of people with a particular viewpoint for an extra 4 years, while they don't, unfortunately, I think I talked about this too, they don't learn things, they don't learn to think, to use their mind to think. They just learn to memorize stuff and repeat what they heard. That's not intelligence, that's just memorization. Which is a small part of intelligence. Yes, memorization is important, it is useful, very useful. But you need to do more than memorize and repeat things. You need to understand the thing and then be able to judge whether it's right or wrong. That's important. So, unfortunately, we're lacking that these days. We're very much lacking that for more than just a generation at this point. So, that's why we're in so deep. And most of you young people have no idea what I'm even talking about, because we don't even have the categories to think about this kind of stuff anymore. Like my generation doesn't even have the categories. My parents' generation doesn't have the categories, let alone the ones earlier than us, or the ones later. That is, you guys. Not to put you guys down, of course. I'm sure many of you out there are stellar human beings, and some of you out there do understand what I'm saying. I think a lot of the ones that do, and there are some out there that get it. I think they get it because they've seen how badly we've destroyed the world the past few generations, and they ask themselves, how did this happen? They honestly ask, how did it happen, and don't search for answers within the social media, which is part of the problem. Okay, I'm done now. What do we have time left? Oh, what perfect timing. Just as I'm done giving my philosophical spiel. By the way, I don't do anything Sundays, but there may be a video series that I begin releasing on Sundays. I hope you guys enjoy it. It's going to be very much different, but it is going to be bringing more of that Catholic spirit to the channel that we really only have, you know, in the background. We don't have anything that's Catholic. It's mostly just playing Pokemon at this point, right? When we will be releasing the rest of Beyond Lumina, that's I think episode 22 is released. Our story, the story I wrote and am releasing on here. Have 8, or I guess 7, because we're going to 30. There's 7 chapters, parts left. Be releasing those this summer. That's really the only thing, but it's not Catholic either. I mean, it's a traditionally minded written story because it's written by me, but you know, it's not Catholic. So a little stuff, some things here and there. We have, of course, our icon always gives away somewhat what we are. You can see that, like, that blue, it's like a plank, actually. It's painted on, has a lighthouse on it. I don't know if you can tell what it is exactly. Hanging there next to the pink sheet that's hanging. That's the makeshift wall for Sydney whenever people are here and I want to keep her down here. But the thing next to it, that blue plank looking thing, as cool as it is, painted by my aunt, I'm probably going to replace that with a giant crucifix. My grandfather, this is my late grandfather's house. He has it in his workshop, basement workshop. This big giant crucifix. I want to take it off the wall and I'm going to put it right there. Then it'll be very, very obvious, hopefully, to everybody all the time what this channel stands for. Christ, the King of the Universe. Alright, I think this is our last, whatever, respawn. Gonna go grab some coffee. If only we got one at the last moment, right? Wouldn't that be cool? And if you didn't see earlier, we did get one. The very beginning, literally the beginning of the stream, I ate a sandwich. I made myself a sandwich. I came out of the picnic, and almost the first thing we looked at was a shiny Flareon, so that was cool. Didn't get one since then. We had that shiny Glimmet we found while we were looking, and did find one shiny Flutter Mane. So we actually have 3 shinies so far today. Not bad, not bad. Definitely want 2 more Flareon, though. I'd like to get 2. Have 1 for our living decks on home. Have 1 for our living decks we're going to keep on here. And then have 1 we can actually use because it's a Flareon. And it's an evolution, which means we want to use one. Hey, Hardy. It's Hardy. There it is. So you can tell there's not a whole lot of difference if you didn't know. This is one of the harder evolutions to spot. You're just looking for a very slightly brighter orange than what it is. Almost looks like Eevee itself, right? Flareon looks more like Eevee than any other evolution, in my opinion, by far. It's just Eevee with extra fluff and a different color. But when you get the shiny one, it almost is the same color as Eevee. Almost, not quite. Closer, but not quite. There's Eevee. You want? Never mind. That's a shiny Eevee, so you can't tell. But hey, by the way, that was from Juicy. Thanks, Juicy. Haven't shouted you out in a while. Sashin as well. That's the superior end. Give us a good named all. Gold Wing, Gold Scale, Gold R here. Power Rangers, Go Power Rangers, Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. Yeah, and of course here's our. That's what I was going to check real quick. What do we have, evolution wise, so far? So we got Vaporeon, and this is from this character. I have Vaporeon on both characters. Eevee was traded to us. I don't have a shiny Eevee yet myself. No shiny Jolteon. Never saw a Jolteon outbreak. Shiny Flareon, but that's, you can see from our other character, that can even be moved out now and replaced. A shiny Espeon from our other character. Oh, never mind. Shiny Espeon was here. We didn't get shiny Espeon on Violet version yet. This is the only version I have that. Umbreon, though, is from the other version. Love that one so much. That blue is amazing. Such a good color. But again, yeah, Violet. No Leafeon outbreak yet. Jolteon and Leafeon and Sylveon, the 3 we're still waiting on for shiny, for evolution outbreaks. Cannot wait. I think out of those 3, which one do you think is going to come up first? Now, after seeing the spawn table for Sylveon, I would think maybe Leafeon, because I've barely ever seen Jolteon spawn, although apparently Sakura Trail has them, as well as around Medali. I actually finally, I think it was while we were playing Violet, wasn't it? It was on the Ironmon playthrough. I saw my very first Jolteon spawn north of Medali, and I went crazy. I didn't want it, but it was cool. But yeah, I think they also spawned in Sakura Trail. It's possible Jolteon will be next. I think Sylveon might be last, though. Glaceon, of course, that's probably the second easiest after Vaporeon. Got that on both characters as well, just like Vaporeon. Flareon is now the third one, only the third that I have on now on both characters. Espeon only here, Umbreon only from the other one. There are the evolutions, if you were wondering. Also, maybe you're curious about these guys. If you are, no Bulbasaur, no Charmander. The Squirtles are not in here. We got 3 Chikoritas. We got. Thought I had Mudkip. No, I don't have Mudkip or Turtwig or Chimchar. Well, we do, but we don't. We have one here, obviously. The only one I was able to get. 3 Piplup. One of them is from Violet version. 2 are from here. 2 Tepig, except we also have 1 here. So, technically 3. Got 1 Oshawott. He's pretty tough to see. 1 Chespin. Fennekin would be amazing, but no Fennekin yet. 2 Froakie. 3 Froakie, my friends. All, we got a Sleepy Froakie. All from Violet version. I went crazy whenever I was able to get that, obviously, because Greninja. I got 3 Rowlets. That was the very first starter outbreak I had. Very, very common one. Actually, not as common as I thought it would be after having a few right off the bat. No Litten yet. 1 Poplio, which seems not right, but I guess it's from Violet. 3 Brookie, because I tried to hunt as many of those as I could. No Scorbunny yet. That'd be nice, though. And that's it. That's all of them. Pretty good, though, right? Pretty good. Here are all the shinies from last time. Magby, we ended up getting a random Phantom and Gibble last time. That was pretty crazy. Fuck these guys over here. We might as well just hang out in that box, right? Alright. Time for some coffee. Sydney's like, is this time for my midstream cookie then? Waking up for the midstream cookie. Right. Right. Okay, let's go do that. Unfortunately, guys, the rest of the time here for our hunt, we don't have any herbs to use. So we're just straight up hunting here. Well, not straight, I mean straight up as we get, which is, what is it without the sandwich? We got what, wait, yeah, it was 1 in 512. It's now 1 in 819. 5 rolls instead of 8 rolls. Still not bad at all. Under 1,000, under 1 in 1,000. I will take it all day. Okay. Anyway, let's pause. I don't know how. Let's you know what? I'm gonna picnic. Let's picnic. You can watch the Pokies run around and have fun while I am getting some coffee. BRB. Second, I'm gonna turn the camera off real quick here and mute myself. You can see the whole thing then. Listen, who is that, Infernape that's screaming at me? All right, I am back. Oh. Sydney, her midstream cookie. You can tell she's getting antsy, right? All right. So, I guess we just try for a couple more Flareon now. What else do we do? By the way, if you're wondering, we got Meryl over here, which would be amazing. Hunt. We have one already randomly. Corvus Squire got one of those already. Need another one, plus more. Guess like 2 or 3 wouldn't hurt again. What up? Got. I have no Knuckle stacks or any evolution of them yet. I think I have both Skiddo and Go-Go randomly. And also Metagross is here. Actually, this is from last week. I have not connected to the internet since then on this game. So that's actually last weekend's. Not that it matters. Fanpy there. Don't have Fanpy or Dawn Fan. So there are others we can do just in the base game. Clefairy, though, I'd love to do. Pichu. I forgot we had Pichu again. That'd be amazing. I only have one Pichu. I think it's on this game. Sandslash, Hoot Hoot. Not as necessary, maybe. Hoot Hoot should be really easy to get. Venonat, Deerling, Tyrogue. Seem to get Tyrogue a lot. Minior, we have a Minior, by the way. Shiny Minior. Probably the hardest, maybe, definitely one of the hardest in the game. In the entire Pokemon universe. And we got one. I still haven't posted that video. I don't have to do much to it. I'll do it, maybe today. I'll post that. You can see my shiny Minior. It wasn't the whole hunt, but I started recording after I realized I found one. What I do is I just go to those, and then I just knock them all out until I deplete the hunt completely. See if I get lucky, and if not, then hey, got some experience and nothing else. But one time, I did get lucky. Very lucky. Because again, if you don't know, Minior, that little mine Pokemon, it has different colored cores, but the shell is always the same, even when it's shiny. It's always that brownish color. So you can't see the shiny at all unless you fight it. You would have to fight it and get it down to half health to break the shell to see if it's shiny or not, or just fight it to see if it sparkles. Because it'll at least do the little animation, sparkle animation, even with the shell on, I think. Pretty sure. Yeah, or you have your Pokemon auto battles things, and if they don't want to battle one, then chances are it's shiny. Or he's next to a cliff. No more sandwiches for us here. On our own. Just with Shiny Charm and Outbreak Hunt. 2 of the 3 shiny odds increasing methods. Still need all Marie, Flappy, and Ampharos. You saw we have one. That's a traded one. Again, from Juicy. Our buddy Juicy, the Shiny Hunter. Eevee, Ampharos, both came from Juicy, and so did one more, wasn't there? Right next to all of them. I think, yeah, you also traded me. This one was a trade for a shiny Sneasel. No, yeah. Right? I'm pretty sure. And then this one was random afterward. This was a random one given by Superior End there. So thanks again, guys. Good pals. Haven't seen you guys in a bit. Hope you're doing well. And I do hope that you guys out there like, subscribe, any new folks out there. Can actually see that I can actually see my stats now because of some changes I've made. Glad to see some of you stopping by. And hopefully tomorrow, maybe you guys will stop by for some single battles on stream. I think it'll be fun. Get your chance in the limelight. Who knows, someday, guys, our leagues could be as big as Smogon. It's kind of up to you, right? It's up to you. I would like to eventually get an evening that we do it as well. 2 times a week. One in the evening, one in Saturday morning, probably. Stick with that. And then find a nice evening. Friday evening might just have to be the one. Who knows, maybe that means we'll have to, if we do, I mean, that's fine. If all the streams might eventually have to move to the evening except Saturday, then it would work. We can do it. That would, of course, be our Shiny Hunt day, evening, Friday, today. So we just have to figure out how we do that, how we'd work around that. But if we could, then it's possible. Friday evening, Saturday morning, back-to-back streams for the Battle League. That'd be great. And I think if we would do a real, like some other more official Battle League with double battles and all that kind of crazy stuff, all the Pokemon allowed, maybe 1 or 2 restricted, as we talked about. Not sure which one we can do, but leave that up open to debate. But if we do that, maybe that would be like a monthly thing, and we'd make it like a bigger event where it's more planned. We don't have, I'm not wandering around waiting for people to. That's why we call it the open battle league, right? Because it's for anybody to pop in. They can do it. They can do it. If they don't, whatever. You only need to participate in 3 to 5. We don't know exactly. Probably 3 minimum to qualify for some kind of playoff, but it's going to be based on a win-loss ratio probably as to who gets in. So if you don't do so hot, if you don't get 3 and go 3-0, and then maybe you don't want to play anymore. Right? I think I don't know. The amount of matches that will probably be played, I imagine it'll probably be a minimum of 5. That's really not that many, but we'll just have to see. If it is too many, then we'll just make it 3. So you get 3 or 5-0, and you probably don't want to play anymore at that point. But anytime you play and win for the day, we will have a prize giveaway. And that is this box. Currently not full right now. There are other ones to add to this, but this is, of course, they're all shinies. They're shinies, just so you know. But that's what they look like, I guess, in case you don't know. You have some waiting in the wings. A lot of others to add to that box that just haven't gone through yet. I will by tomorrow. They'll be in there for tomorrow's battle stream. We'll see what else we got. Sure, we'll be hunting something else tomorrow. I was hunting a while on Violet version. Haven't actually checked. That was actually, we're currently May 12th in this game right now. That's when I got Flareon. So we're behind like 4 days in the game. But I was behind 5 days on Violet version. But now I finished the hunts on one in there, so we could actually check what I have there. I haven't seen them yet. Some other potential outbreaks for us. Love to get at least 1 more flare. 2 would be great. One at least. There's not that many popping up again. Okay, if I were pointed north and I were standing on the middle of the outbreak icon, I would be standing right here. So So is this the middle, the actual middle of the outbreak? Whoop. Whoop. Go down, please. I feel like we gotta look one more time. Things are spawning in. Still not a lot though. It's weird. They're definitely in the cave just down below us. It's one problem with this area. I had Mr. Vis here before as well. I never found one of those either. I shouldn't say either because we did find a Flareon. I'll get a count. Maybe I'll give you the shiny count, how many different ones we have for the living dex tomorrow. And then next Friday, if I can remember. I am curious to know. I know it's over 100. Which isn't saying much. There's like, what, 750 in this game total with all the Pokedexes? It's something crazy. Now, how many of those can be shinies? Maybe about 700. Still crazy, though. There's going to be some that we're going to have to wait on, like, unfortunately, Gimme Goal. Although I technically still have Gimmighoul Terror Raids, because I have the event outbreaks as well on my Violet version, which we're going to see in a little bit here. I still also have the Gimmighoul Terror Raids, which does give me a chance to find a shiny. That's the only way you can get them, is when they have events like that. So, I don't know. I just have to. It's a Terror Raid, so you don't have any way to increase your odds. It's the 1 in 4,000, whatever. Really low chance, but it is a chance instead of 0. Unfortunately, yeah, you can only hang on to that for a couple more days at the most to be able to do Metagross, to be able to connect to the internet in time to get Metagross. I don't necessarily, anybody doesn't necessarily have to do it in the time frame of Friday to Sunday or whatever it is that they give for that event. You just have to load. You just have to connect to the server, to the Pokemon internet in that time frame, because then it'll be loaded in. Like you see here, this is last week. Was the last time I connected, and that's why you can see. I think if I would connect now, there's no reason for me on this game not to do that, because I'm not sitting on anything other than, of course, Metagross we're waiting on. And every second weekend that comes around, they have the Blissey Terror Raids involved, which honestly I should probably grind those out and get a bunch of herbs since we're out now. There's Metagross back again. Now we have all, you can see the Blissey ones here as well. There's Metagross there probably. And everything else is the same. But yeah, so there's that. And now, but just like before, I didn't connect that whole time. So I still had that Metagross raid. Oh, there's our other one. Until I just connected there. So as long as you... There's a crystal next to us now. So as long as you don't connect, then you'll have whatever it is that you had last when you connected. For my Violet version, it is the last event outbreaks, which includes Wiglet, Swablu, and most importantly, Growlithe. Right? Now, I'll probably put one of the... Nope. No, not a shiny. I'll probably put all those in the rewards box just to have them in there, just in case. But yeah, the farther out from the actual event outbreaks we get, the more valuable those shinies will be, of course. So I'm sure there won't be really anybody grabbing at those immediately. Growlithe, or definitely not Wiglet. my younger nephew, maybe. bunch of stuff over there. I do sort of want to check just to see what we have on Violet. Probably won't hunt anything, but just to check it out. Maybe once we get one more Flareon, please. One more. At least one more. Then we'll have, because we already have one from my Violet version. We can take, it's the one that we have here probably already. I can put the Pokemon Home, which is the massive full living ShinyDex. You okay down there? Flareon? That Flareon just fell off the cliff. Hope it's alright. It was not a shiny, luckily. That would be unfortunate. Probably despawned itself, I'm sure, going that far. That's a long way down. But yeah, if we get two, then that's at least one for the ShinyDex here on Scarlet, and also one for us to use. That's really all we do technically need. But you guys know, now sometimes we're going to get luckier. We're always going to be hunting these evolution outbreaks because they're evolutions, and I know you guys want some too, right? So, we're going to definitely always hunt more. Repelling against your mom. How come? I assume jokingly. A Bombardier is actually an easy shiny to tell because it has a black beak and feet. So very easy. Oh well. That doesn't sound good. Since that's a violation of one of the commandments. One of the 10 commandments there. We'll be getting a little more whenever we move around like this. I think it's because we're despawning the ones that are in the cave below us that we can't see. My last Flareon one was a lot better, but... Oh, more protest. Well... Okay, as long as it's for an actual good reason, I suppose, right? Just because you're mad. Yeah, that happens. Probably gonna have to tell her you're sorry eventually, though. Once you're not mad anymore. Maybe. Maybe. Should you be telling us? Otherwise, this is the way I like to shiny hunt, but it's definitely the most dangerous. I love just flying around and looking down. It's a lot easier, especially with the Flareon the way they are. We're all like the same level, or at my eye level, so you see them a lot easier when you're up like this. Also, I just didn't even think about it, but we probably won't spawn as many in caves if we're up this high. Probably still some. Well, I suppose it's that's up to you, man. We're here to help if we can. I hope I didn't just despawn a shiny over there. Or just to listen. Sometimes that's helpful. Flareon of course, they do like to run at you. The other area was so much better. Didn't have cave spawns underneath us for one. And just the area it was didn't really. There's only they could really only spawn like in our line of vision. You don't know what place I'm talking about, but the last Flareon place I had, which was right about here, is where I stood. It was in like this area, so they'd spawn like up. This is a hill. They'd spawn up this hill, like here, which is a bit sideways, but still up a little hill. I'm like in a little bit of a dip down here. It was perfect. It was perfect. It took so long just to get any, but it was like one of the best hunting areas I probably ever had. I didn't want to stop. If only I had a little more luck with them, I probably would have had a like 10 Flareons. Although I wouldn't have probably hunted it that long. Maybe I would have. I used like 4 sandwiches though because I was so unlucky. Oh no. I see there's some lag again. So I'll read what you said here. Can you see? Can you see what's happening on my screen? It looks like everything's running smoothly, but I have an error message on the thing. If you can see in here, I would say, yeah, I don't know. That's too bad. I was of course not there to see the. Oh, you can? Okay, good. I wasn't there to judge the reaction, but that's kind of a prudential thing, meaning that it's hard to judge somebody's. Well, we can't ever judge somebody's whole soul, and that's one of those particular moments where you can't judge what a person's, actually feeling. You also can't really judge somebody's reaction, although if it was an overreaction, saying sorry is the right thing to do. If it wasn't an overreaction, then and a normal reaction, then I don't know. Sometimes that's a learning experience for kids to be told, hey dude, I tell my younger nephew all the time, why are you screaming in my face, man? People don't like that. So you probably shouldn't do that in school because that's a really good way to get punched. Like, I don't condone doing that, obviously, but I'm trying to say don't, as an example, of course, but still to everybody else out there too, don't scream in people's faces, even as a joke. I don't know of anyone who likes being screamed at in the face, so. Which is why he's just doing it jokingly, but I'm like, please stop. Please stop screaming in my face. Not cool. So yeah, there could be learning moments for sure. Doing the wrong thing like that. Shooting people in the face with water guns, although, full disclosure, I've probably shot my nephews in the face with water guns many times before and laughed at them, so. We were playing soccer for on Mother's Day, and I kicked the ball a little harder than I thought I would, that I meant to, and I pelted my younger nephew pretty good in the chest. He went down, and I had to laugh because it was funny. But he was good. He took it like a man. I was proud of him too. His dad was sitting on the bench. He's like, man, he sacrificed himself for that one, for the goal. It was hilarious. But yeah, he took it like a champ. Oh, they threw. Oh, now that I'm surprised that others wouldn't get involved in a situation like that. Now you shouldn't be throwing water guns at people. That's not cool at all. You shouldn't be throwing anything like that at people. Oh no, this is like the worst time of the day because especially for Flareon, it's gonna like throw it off just enough. But nighttime, I guess I wasn't mentioning it on stream. I was talking about it in a video I was just doing. shiny hunt video. But I feel like nighttime's like the best time of the day to hunt. You see the colors the easiest during the night. Well, I mean, again, I don't know the whole situation, but if situation is just, you know, in theory, someone anyone throwing a water gun at somebody, it doesn't sound cool. Again, I don't know what the reaction was necessarily, but I don't see how throwing a water gun at somebody would be condonable action. Now, were several other things being thrown back and forth? I doubt that's the context, so I'm just assuming it's not. At the face, even worse, of course, yeah. Always worse. Not the face, man, not the face. That's like rule number 1. Well, that's rule number 2 for guys. Random stuff. Driplim actually is like aqua colored. I think that's a super easy one to see. Oh, well, Angela's time. Guess we can pray for your nephew. Name of the Father, Son, Holy Spirit, Amen. The angel of the Lord declared unto Mary, and she conceived of the Holy Spirit. Hail Mary, full of grace, the Lord is with thee. Blessed art thou among women, and blessed is the fruit of thy womb, Jesus. Holy Mary, Mother of God, pray for us sinners, now and at the hour of our death. Amen. Behold the handmaid of the Lord, be it done unto me according to thy word. Hail Mary, full of grace, the Lord is with thee. Blessed art thou among women, and blessed is the fruit of thy womb, Jesus. Holy Mary, Mother of God, pray for us sinners, now and at the hour of our death. Amen. And the Word became flesh and dwelt among us. Hail Mary, full of grace, the Lord is with thee. Blessed art thou among women, and blessed is the fruit of thy womb, Jesus. Holy Mary, Mother of God, pray for us sinners, now and at the hour of our death. Amen. Pray for us, O Holy Mother of God, that we may be made worthy of the promises of Christ. Let us pray. Pour forth, we beseech thee, O Lord, thy grace into our hearts, that we, to whom the incarnation of Christ, thy Son, was made known by the message of an angel, may by his passion and cross be brought to the glory of his resurrection through the same Christ our Lord. Amen. Anything good? Anything good? Felt like no spawns again. Is the angel is devoted to Mary? Yeah, pretty much. Pretty much. I mean, it's a Marian prayer, a Marian devotion. That's a good way of putting it. A sacramental, if you will, a prayer that the church traditionally would do at 6, noon, and 6 every day. That's why we do it at noon. I also do it at 6 and 6, but yeah, we're usually not streaming at those times, right? Yeah, so it's supposed to be used like as a reminder throughout the day of, like, you know, what matters most, of course, which is the story of Christ. So the first part, the angel of the Lord declared unto Mary, she conceived of the Holy Spirit. So telling of the angel Gabriel coming to Mary initially, telling her that she would bear the Christ. And then the second part is Mary's response to that. After you say the Hail Mary to that, then you have Mary's response to the angel, be it done and be according to thy word. And then you have the third part, which is the result, right? And the word became flesh and dwelt among us. So as always, it's always Christ-centered. Every Marian devotion points back to Christ because he is God. He's the reason for it all. But yeah, I love the analogy that Christ is the sun, like the sun in the sky, and Mary is like the moon, which reflects the light of the sun. That's what Mary does. But then anyway, then there's the last part, of course, where we say, where we ask her, Mary, to pray for us. We say, pray for us, O Holy Mother of God, that we may be made worthy of the promises of Christ, which of course is us just asking her to pray for us, as you know, Christ said that she would, as our advocate, mother of all of us. Pray to him for us, like we ask everyone else to pray for us, that we are made. Oh no, I hope that wasn't a shiny one over there. That we are made worthy of, you know, of salvation, the salvation won on the cross. And then we say, then we actually switch after we say that, and then it's let us pray, and then we switch to praying and praying directly, that is to Jesus himself, to God, saying, pour forth we beseech thee, O Lord, your grace into our hearts. So pour your grace into our hearts, that we, that to whom the incarnation of Christ thy Son was made known by the message of an angel, just means to we who have received your gospel, basically, may by his passion and cross, by the passion and cross of Christ, what he did to win that salvation for us, may by that come to the glory of his resurrection, which is of course the whole point of everything we do, to be saved through Christ our Lord. Amen. So that is the whole thing. So it starts as a Marian devotion of prayer to Mary, praying then for her to. It's a reminder of what has happened, the incarnation itself, which is of course God becoming man in Jesus. And then it's asking Mary to pray for us to God, to that we may be worthy of the salvation won for us, and then again a prayer finally to God for the same thing, pretty much. That's what it all comes down to. Yeah, ancient prayer, the Angelus, Angelus Dei. Yeah, as much as I love floating around like this, it makes it so much easier, but man, I hope we didn't despawn a Flareon on the edge. That would be unfortunate. You can see how many more we're getting, though, as we do that. Come on, shiny Flareon. I know there's another one of you around here somewhere. Yeah, 241. I think we're going to try 20 minutes here. Once we hit 3 hours into the stream, I think maybe we'll check out Violet version real quick. See what maybe my new spawns are there. My new outbreaks. But that doesn't mean I'm done with this. I'll probably come back to it again. Maybe I'll do a video of it and it'll show up in the weekly Shiny Hunt recap video that I'm gonna try to start doing next week. That's gonna start next week, I hope. Also gonna start the same time. Is gonna be one of those shiny hunts that I video, whichever one's probably the quickest, which will also be the most efficient, the best hunt. Also be the quickest hunt. Will probably feature as an entire video, maybe every week if I can swing it. All depends on how many hunts I get in. Also then gonna have a new Sunday video series starting. Speaking of all this religious stuff. And what else? What else was there? More video stuff coming. We're almost done with Let's Go Pikachu, the casual playthrough. I actually made it to Cinnabar Island. Today is going to be the exploration of Pokemon Mansion. So that's going to be fun. Hopefully the whole thing. I think I can get through the whole thing in one episode. And then, yeah, once we finish that, I'm actually going to start doing... we have all these different hard mode playthroughs I'm doing, but they're all very different. Because these are going to be video versions, video series. I'm going to continue playing Let's Go Pikachu, but the next playthrough, it's going to be a hard mode challenge. First, Let's Go Pikachu hard mode. It's probably going to be relatively hard the way that Let's Go Pikachu is set up. Not going to be super easy, especially with the challenge I've set forth for even level 1. I gave it to my sister too. I think she's actually going to try it. She may have already started for all I know. But I'm going to do that as soon as I finish this playthrough. I'm going to go straight into Monday, Wednesday, Friday videos are going to be those instead of the casual playthrough. Maybe one of those every week. I might continue with the casual playthrough. There's going to be endgame stuff we can probably continue doing for a bit whenever I want to actually just start. Because once I finish the story, I think I'll probably start the hard mode as well. So then we'll just make it a twice a week hard mode, once a week video for to continue the series itself, the casual series. Have then on these Friday morning shiny hunts, we'll have the option of hunting something on Let's Go Pikachu. That'll be fun. So many options there, right? Some good stuff. I feel like Eevee might be easier to hunt there than it is here. Maybe. I have not seen an Eevee outbreak yet. And it's not easy to hunt without an outbreak because there's just no good spot to get only Eevee with a sandwich. Speaking of, picnic. Yeah, and then lastly is going to be the secondary Ironmon challenges for Scarlet and Violet here. As we start the Tuesday, that'll probably be Tuesday and Thursday, probably not Saturday, Tuesday and Thursday. And we'll do, that's going to be the one we get into types, and that might start after we finish the first level of challenge, because it's pretty much the same roles as challenge level 2 is going to be. It's just going to be more restricted to, yeah, only being able to use certain types, and I think maybe a little more open in the case of encountering things. I do feel like I'm just going to allow myself only one Pokemon per area still, and it obviously has to be the right type. But I'm going to make it so I can go get whatever it is I want from every area. I'm not going to make it whatever the first encounter is. Again, just to make it more realistic so we can test it for real. Especially once we get into the bug challenge. Still considering we're going to start breaking it down even farther. You know what? Why not? Let's pop up notes here real quick. 18 types in the game, is that what we're working with right now? Right now, until they make another new type. I don't know if that's ever going to happen. I kind of don't want them to do that. What do you guys think? Should Pokemon make another type? I say nay. Stellar Terra doesn't count in my opinion. That's fine. Whatever. If you want to make a gimmicky pseudo type, cool, whatever. Doesn't count. I don't know if I want to make another type though. It'll probably be goofy. I was just thinking to myself, why does rock even exist as a type? I was thinking to myself earlier. Why is there rock? What possessed them to say, you know what, we need a ground type and a rock type? And then make all the ground type Pokemon also rock types. Except Sandshrew and Sandslash. And Cubone, Marowak, I guess, also. Is that it? I think that's all. Either there's that many others. There's Geodude, there's Rhyhorn. I guess that's all, huh? Onyx. Oh, a bunch over there now. Alright. Well, I'm going to say just for now. It's not going to be, but like normal, water, steel, fire. I'm saying fairy. I feel like that's in the probably easier category. We're going to break it into three sections right now. Go, goat. Only a grass type. I thought it was grass and normal. It is just grass type. Go, goat. When did they make Skiddo / Go-Go? Was that a Sword and Shield Pokemon? Or Sun and Moon? I bet it's one of those two. I shouldn't say that. Tell me it's XY. The other one's grass. I think it might be that milling pack there. Lightning is one we didn't talk about. The electric, that lightning, electric, whatever. Electric, I also feel might be in the middle. I'm not positive about that one yet. Oh, dark is another one I thought might be easy, just because the sheer amount of dark Pokemon. Probably easily get a dark grass, dark water, dark fire. I don't think I'm going to allow ruinous Pokemon or legendaries. So no Koraidon or Miraidon. No ruinous, no Ogerpon and all that stuff once we get that far as well. I didn't get into looking at those exactly yet. I'm just talking about base game Pokemon for now. That's really all that matters. I mean, we're gonna have the extra catches available later on, but for the most part, it's gonna be what can we find in the base game to get started. Because once we get there, it should get easier the farther we go, sort of, right? I mean, easier but harder. We'll have our Pokemon locked in. That's kind of the easy part of the thing. The harder part, obviously, being the trainers and the challenge. It's too bad we don't have any herbs, but whatever. What can you do? More terror raids, that's what. Yeah, I think they're spawning in the cave below us. Somewhere there. What makes me want to do this again? And the reason I keep going back to Glide is because it's so hard to turn whenever you're in fly mode. You're trying to just kind of circle around a tiny spot. You kind of need to go back and forth. Till you gain some air at least. As much as I hate it, this is going to probably give us the most spawns. And we just hope it spawns below us instead of on the very edge. So much easier to see this way, though, for real. And by the way, I love flying. If we get something super cool on Violet, maybe I'll hunt it for a little bit. Or maybe I'll just call it. Maybe, maybe not. We'll see. Maybe come back for a little more Flareon. But I think I'm just going to do maybe some video later on. See if I can find it later. 2 more, that is. Or get at least 1 more. All depends on how fast that next one comes. But anyway, yeah, thanks for chilling, guys. Appreciate it. Like and subscribe, all that good stuff. Again, we're here every week, every morning of the week except Sunday. Plenty of video series, as I mentioned, coming up and already going on. Looks like I might later on here maybe hang out with my nephews a little bit. We'll see. We'll see. My older nephew has a baseball game. If it doesn't rain later, might have some time to play a little Pokemon. That wasn't a shiny back there, but one of those elephants was there. Those are a little harder to see. That'd be a tough one there. Kind of like Flareon, maybe even harder though. And I can't believe like the first Flareon that spawned in was a shiny. And ever since then we haven't had one. What weird luck, you know? It's always so goofy. Just wait till you see the first hunt from the week that's going to be in the video, the weekly video. That was an interesting one too. It was a good one. It was a nice spot. I kind of messed it up a little bit at first. But it's alright. It worked out. I persisted until I had what I wanted. Just like I'm going to do here, hopefully. If I can find one now, I may not hunt anymore today, or you know, on video or anything like that. I might just call it, spawn in some new. This is always a nice, you know, I guess analogy that you know, good thing is good must come to an end at some point, right? Even good things sometimes have to come to an end. Ends aren't always a bad thing. Like, we can't get any more cool outbreaks if we just stick to these outbreaks forever. Just like, you know, you might have a favorite, I don't know how many people have a favorite musical note. I guess some people do, but it's like you have a favorite music note, but by itself it's just one note. You have to stop playing that note, play other notes in order to have like a beautiful piece of music, right? So some things must come to an end, just like this stream eventually. Really like to find a Flareon though. Come on, Flareon. Shiny hiding in the bush somewhere. We got electric, we got there's a couple other ones. I never even thought about Ghost. Ghost might be hard, might not be. Psychic was one I think I wasn't sure about, but might be difficult. I think Ghost would maybe, Ghost is even either in the middle or toward the easier point, probably, I'd say, actually. Doesn't have a lot of different typing, I guess, with it. Has a little bit. I mean, you get to start with Skeledirge, so that's always nice. almost like an extra Pokemon whenever your starter is the type. Again, if we can only catch one per area, starter would count as its own thing, but not every type can do that. Fighting. Fighting, I think, might be easy. Fighting has good type spread outside of fighting, right? That's kind of probably one of the biggest things to consider. The two biggest, I would imagine, are the type variety outside of that type that you're specifically training, and then also just the amount of that type there are to choose from. We know a bunch of the bottom ones, so I'll pop those. Oh, ground, I'm not sure. I think ground might be kind of easy, but could have its difficulties here and there. Dragon's another one that I guess I could put toward the top. Aha! I hope that wasn't shiny. I always say that, but sometimes it just deceives you as they're going away. Here we know, and I'm going to say ice, bug, rock, poison. Not in that order. Poison might be one of the easier of those. Ice and poison might be easier than bug and rock. I feel like those might be the hardest. How many is that now? 4, 5, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 17 types. What did we miss? What did we miss? Flying. Flying might be middle difficulty. I don't think it'll be hard. It might not actually be like super easy or anything. Dragon probably easier. Ground and flying, I don't know, maybe they're about the same difficulty. Put them around there. Ground, flying, grass, electric, ghost, psychic. Those are the middle ones along with dragon. Dragon, I think, would probably move toward the top tier. I have 7 that seem like they might be easy, 7 that seem like they could be easy or hard, probably somewhere in the middle there, and then 4 that are probably just bad. That's what I came up with. I guess I should read those off to you in case you're curious. I'm getting closer to an order. Getting closer to figuring out what the first one is going to be. So the order is the top, and this isn't exactly, but the top tier: normal, water, steel, and fire. Fairy, I think, dark, fighting. Maybe we'll move fairy down toward the mid, but like at the top of the mid, the middle of the top. I mean, the top of the mid, the bottom of that list right there, and then the middle here, the middle tier. I got dragon at the top, which could maybe move up. Ground, flying, grass, electric might also be pretty easy. Who knows? Grass and electric, ghost, and psychic. Ghost might be easy as well. Psychic might be hard. I'm not sure about that one yet. And then lastly, ice, bug, rock, and poison. Again, not in those orders exactly, but in those 3 different tiers. I'll break it up further from there. Alright, we've hit 3 hours. I suppose, Flareon, since you don't want to show yourself, your second shiny self, I'll call it for now here. That'd be nice if it just, hello, here I am. Just wanted to wait till the end. But no, you can't do it yet. So save. Ugh. And then give me 1 second to switch over. See all the games the only games we play there. Play some Pokemon
Unite. You guys ever play Pokemon Unite? I kind of like that. Seems like a simplified MOBA, but I feel like if you get into competitive, then it wouldn't be as simplified feeling, because you're playing against other people that would feel the same way, and thus making it more competitive, right? So, this is still May 12th on my Switch. Yeah, just past noon. So we are on the same 4 days behind right now. But this is actually a new day for my Violet version. It's very confusing right now, but I got it. As long as you don't log into the game, it still thinks it's the last day it was when you were last logged in. So I could, if I wanted to, and I did do it. It was May 11th on this game before. It was May 12th on my Scarlet version, while it was actually in reality neither of those days, both of those had passed. So I was on Scarlet hunting and I wanted to go back to Violet version, so I just went back a day on my clock again, logged into Violet version, and then it still thought it was 5:11. So yeah, you can do a bunch of crazy stuff with the clock. Here's where I was hunting. the last hunt. That was the one I was talking about. That was a really nice spot, and there is why anything you hunt that's next to a thing like this, that's right next to a town, is amazing. It's literally, dude, we're in town now, we're outside of town, and the hunt was right there, the outbreak was right here, so everything spawns in. We could even find a shiny love disc easy this way probably. And then you just go, you look around, blah, 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 and you go take a step back in. Oh, not close enough. There we go. Everything despawns, and then everything spawns in again. Now, if you have an outbreak there, then it's always the same Pokemon. We don't have an outbreak, so we get this random stuff. It's just why is that Clauncher so bright? I just can't see his color, but he's usually orange, I believe, as a shiny. Well, he's usually blue. He's orange as a shiny, though. Okay, let's see what we got before we save or anything. Because again, we don't save. Then we can log right back in again. We can soft reset and get all new shiny spawns or outbreak spawns. We don't like what we have. You can see there I still have the events. I have Ostiff and Yungoos. Wow. Maschiff, that is, and Yungoos. What a start. All those Wiglet over there. Mudsdale. You can also see these are Gimmighoul. We have a Glaceon. Glaceon is probably the only, Glaceon and Vaporeon, the only evolutions I would ever reset, only because I have a bunch of them already. But eventually we'll get more. If that's the only good thing we got, I might reset it. Sometimes it happens to be, the second best thing, and I can go hunt whatever the best thing is, and then maybe hop over to do the Vaporeon / Glaceon. Points Growlithe, of course, one of the most important here. Magikarp. Got the Litwick. I have one of those. Need more, obviously. Great Pokemon. Great shiny as well. Wow, that's crazy. All the 4 Swablu almost all right next to each other. Rabska. Now that's interesting. Straight up Rabska outbreak. I wonder if I had one of those before. Sawsbuck, that's very common. Tentacool. Seadra, another Deerling. Seadra's cool. I have 2 Seadra already. Could always get more of those. That's not a bad thing, right? Kingra's awesome. I don't know. Let's do a reset. Why not? We can. We might as well. Right? We didn't run into anything yet, did we? I don't think we did. We just battled something. Auto-battled something. Either way, if we did reset, then it's locked in. But this is all you got to do. We should have all new outbreaks now. Hmm. I'm also thinking about one of these days we're gonna do a hard mode playthrough
with a bunch of hard mode rules. But as far as Pokemon rules go, it's going to be all of you guys out there, all you subs that are, well, anybody out there who wants to choose something, but it's going to come down to the ones, you guys out there who are most frequently here. But I want you guys to choose a Pokemon. Everyone gets to choose one Pokemon that I have to catch, and then I'll decide how I do that, where I get them all. Yeah, and then that's that. Those are the Pokemon I have to use. You all get to pick one, and that's my all my battle teams. I think again those are going to be legendaries not included because that's too easy. I want you guys to help me out that much. I'll probably say also don't pick a starter because we can only have one of those, obviously. Maybe one of you, maybe we'll, maybe we can have a drawing for anybody who wants to enter the drawing of who gets to choose the starter. We can do that for that run. If there's only one of you, then you get to choose the starter. Ooh, Mankey, that's fun. That's always nice. Tatsugiri, I got one of these on both of my characters already, but we still need more. It'd be great to have the other kinds instead. Slowbro, that's fun as well. Got some good ones here. Need Slowbro, need all of those still, but obviously Slowbro is going to be just him. Tried hunting a Slowpoke before, that didn't go so well. Ribombee. Pichu again here. What we got on the other character right now, Geodude. Pichu's great, but again, we're looking for like that primary, the good primary hunt. Like a starter maybe that we don't have. That'd be great. Just maybe. Lapras, Oshawott, that's a tough one, but it might be worth it. Lapras is cool. We already have a bunch from the event though. Oshawott, Pichu, and Mankey, Tatsugiri, Slowbro. There's a lot of options. I'm thinking, Also could always use a Happening eventually. Need it, so. One more time. If I don't get anything amazing, I'm just gonna, if we get that, something like that again, I'll stick with it. But let's try one more roll. There's nothing there that's like super rare, right? Let's try to get something rare. I think the Rapsco would have been pretty rare the first roll we had. But I didn't really feel like hunting that anyway. Milestones right now, we're trying to get all the starters. That'd be great. We try to get all the evolutions. That'd be great too. A lot easier, probably. And also maybe we can finish off the base game. Try to like focus more on base game Pokemon. Let's knock that out of the way. Okay. Let's go. Something amazing. Mastiff. Bramblin and Donphan. Kilowattrel, have one of those. Lucario, cool, have a couple of those, but still a good hunt. No Jolteon, unfortunately. That'd be nice. That'd be the best thing to roll at this point, I think. Gengar, though. Serious? Yeah, okay, I think we might stick with this one. I think Lucario and Gengar together, that might make it worth it enough. I'm probably going to hunt that Gengar. I have a Ghastly, but that's all I got so far. Haunter is not so bad. I haven't spent too much time hunting Haunter. That shouldn't be too bad. I probably hunt this down just like I do with Minior. Obviously easier to spot a Maushold shiny or a Tandemaus shiny than a Minior shiny. But it's still hard, so I'll probably just hunt it down to the end since we have it there. Rowlet. We wanted a couple more Rowlet. That's something. Oh, Oh, Minchino have one of those. Geodude. They're probably not going to have anything else great, but hey, that's fine. We have, I think, enough. Rowlet's not bad for another second or third hunt if we want to go that route. Not counting Tandem Mouse, of course. I think Gengar would be the one, though. Let's fly. Flying will autosave and will lock it in for us. And I'll hop my way down. I'm not going to hunt him, obviously. Oh, actually, it was daytime in Paldea. It may not be daytime here in Kitakami. Yep. It's like dusk? Or is it dawn? It is dusk. Okay. I mean, I guess we might as well hunt it down and then end the stream there, because that'll probably be all of the, it'll probably take us the night to do it. Maybe we'll get lucky during the night. Who knows? Wait a moment. Go. Done EV training this stuff. These EVs, that is. Now just waiting on the levels. Again, this is battle team against my nephews now, where it starts getting tough. Where I'm allowed to actually use the Terra Orb. Level 6. They've definitely gotten stronger in their battling skills in the first 5 levels. I'm interested to see how much better they've gotten just from playing the DLC through all of that, because they've beaten it. I think my younger nephew beat it. I'm not positive on that, but I think they both did at this point. If not, maybe I'll be able to help them out this weekend to finish. And I was holding off on showing them the flying thing, holding off until they do both finish and get a chance to explore around a little bit. I mean, man, they don't even know most of the Pokemon that are there. But once they get flying, then it's like, oh, now the whole map is opened up. It's amazing. You just, you know, float around whimsically, pop down somewhere where you want to be, and on some Pokemon. And in the meantime, I'm just like forcing them to do BBQs, but not telling them how important the points are for some specific things, and the quests themselves, even the group quests in particular. We've done 2, I believe, just 2 together. So I do have 2 I can get on that character. Speaking of, I guess I'm going to have to grind that character out real quick after this stream, a couple hours, before I probably go hang out with those nephews of mine. I just have to beat the, I have to go beat the Elite Four and the champion in the Blueberry Academy. I already did all their tests, and then I just have to beat them themselves. Do that quick, and then we'll all unlock flying, and we'll go around doing quests together. And I'm sure they're gonna blow most of their points on stuff at the shop before they realize that there's stuff they can get on the computer. That I'm letting them find out themselves, which of course is the most important thing: the upgrades to the Terraria. But you know what? My younger nephew, he already looked. My older, that is, my older nephew. He was already looking around. They were both looking around back here in the Pokedex, and they saw it back here. They're like, "Ooh, that's a whichever one it was. It wasn't specifically Torcat or whatever, but whoever it was. Ooh, where can I get that?" Or it was probably a starter, which I have all of. But it's like, oh, where can I get that thing? So they're looking, and you can see the habitat thing. And it says now, but the only thing he missed, and it's just a matter of time, I think, before my older nephew then goes back and maybe he's already seen it, looks closer at what it says, lives there once environment is upgraded, which begs the question: how do you upgrade the environment? I just realized we are looking at the shiny version of Oshawott there. Isn't that cool? There he is.
Gave up that hunt, unfortunately. That would have been a better one than Rowlet, but it's okay. That's not our main hunt here anyway. Lucario might be the second one I try, if I even have time to do that. I probably won't. I'll probably just end up doing some Gengar, and that's probably all I'll have time for, and then I'll probably just let it go to the next day. I usually only stay with hunts if it's something like a starter that I need, that I'm trying to get still, because it's not going well, or an evolution, really. That's it. Later on, it'll be other things like, you know, the stuff that we really need still for the living decks. If we're still trying to hunt something down and it's not going well, we'll stick on whatever we need to at that point. But right now, things are pretty. Is it the? Oh, it's just the lighting. Don't worry. That's why I hate Twilight for shiny hunting. It's the worst time in my opinion. Throws all the colors off. Night's the best. Obviously, daytime's not bad. It's not as bad as dusk or dawn. Dawn's not as bad, unless the sun's in your face, then it can be a little worse. Apparently, there are dusk and dawn hours. Can't remember what it was. Saw something that you needed to do, and it's not dusk Lycanroc, but something else that took either dusk or dawn, I think, for spawns or something. It's taking a while for that sun to go down. Come on, man. We'll know it's nighttime as soon as it says we found an outbreak and start seeing Gengars. Free LP, why not? We'll go get this one too. Never mind, that's a Pokemon. That's that Arbok over here, yeah. I think this is a static spawning Conkeldurr back here, or Girder, if you're ever looking for one. Ew. Look at that. They match. Oh. Ready to go see your buddy soon? Puppy dog. The youngest of the three nephews. Her second favorite person in the world. There we go. Alright, Umbreon. Well, these guys are flying around like crazy. This would be some great experience here. Should be, right? Oh yeah. Nice big chunks. Whoa, there you go. And I think these guys are like, these are much easier to spot than Ghastly and Haunter, right? Shiny wise. Let me look. Job, Umbreon. What about loud truck going past? You know how it is around here. Okay, I don't need to worry about him. Keep you away from that Girder, I think. Oh, almost scrolled right to him. Nice. Oh no, that is exactly like exactly like Haunter, which I believe is harder than Ghastly, I would say. Still not. I mean, it could be worse. It's a very dull
more bluish colored purple than what he is. You guys probably all know Shiny Gengar. I'm surprised he's not like top 5 most popular Pokemon. I think I heard the list recently and he was not on it. If I'm not mistaken, there was a lot of Smash Bros. Pokemon. Not a lot, but like, I think maybe Lucario and Greninja were both on there. Mimikyu, I think, was one. That was surprising to me. I mean, Mimikyu is cool, don't get me wrong, but top 5 best Pokemon? It's a little much. Yeah, sorry, Umbreon. Sorry. Always something bad running around. Like a Heracross. Nice, already starting to go down. That was quick. You done good, Umbry. Oh man, you hit the thing. Don't do that. Tried my hardest to recall it, but it didn't work. I also figured out if you hit the minus to auto heal, it actually does use your smallest potions first. So it just used a bunch of regular potions to heal Umbreon there to full health, which I have a bunch of, so it's okay. Oh, you did it again, Brio. Stop it. You've done it now. That one too. Umbreon the only one good against the Gengar, although we could probably use... Actually, we could probably use Flareon as well. Probably work out. Flareon is one of the higher levels. Oh yeah, that's right. The initial 3 evolutions are like 5 levels higher than the others. Just by chance that happened. No reason. They're all going to be 100. But I don't know, this might be the last team I get to level 100. I feel like after this I'm going to make my nephews just do the rolled at 50 thing, so I don't have to keep doing this every time. I don't mind it. We have like over a box full of nicely trained level 100 Pokemon. Like if you're curious about those battle teams, here you go. Somewhere here. There they are. I'd agree this is a very, very easy team. This was before I really started fleshing it out, and I purposely didn't really EV train them at all. And then slowly I got the EVs more and more correct, but that was again on purpose. And this was the second team. We had a very standard, you know, water, grass, fire, electric, ground, normal. Then we went ghost, all the other all different types, but not all the other types, of course. Ghost, Psychic, Steel, Fairy, Dark, Fighting. Then we had a mixture. Finally, we went with the Gengar, Bronzong. This was a pretty fun team. I kind of like this one. This was when they started struggling a little bit. They didn't win the first time around against these guys. And their EVs are not yet fully developed. Oh yeah, they are. That's right. You can see they're well-rounded Pokemon. They're all pointing in one direction. The best one, but you know, that's not necessarily great EV wise for somebody like Gengar who needs that attack. And then we get into the Dragon team, which gave them some trouble until they figured out they're all dragons. That helped. But then again,
looking at mostly like just 3 EVs trained, 3 specific ones instead of like 2. So nothing fully there, but pretty tough team either way. And finally this one, which took them a bit. They were able to do it. You see, it's also pretty much 3, but not quite. The whole it's more kind of just what I wanted, I guess. Can't remember exactly how I decided to train them. And then now the next team is the EVs, and they are. Oh, just sneak peek there real quick. Some other stuff. Yeah, the EVs are done. You already saw their EVs, the Evolutions EVs. Which are, of course, 2 maxed, like you would normally have. Normally, but not always. 2 maxed and then a little bit extra and whatever else. And the next teams will be the same, just more maybe a tougher team is all. Really the only difference. Tougher team, and I think that, level 7 is where I'm going to finally start using healing moves and stuff. My younger nephew hates that. But I told him eventually I'm going to start using every move in the game, and you can't just have to deal with it, because that's how the game works. And that's probably going to be level 7. I think I've foregone it for the Evolution team as much as I wanted to have it here for, like, I think Sylveon and Vaporeon, both of the tanks, and Umbreon actually, all of them could have a heal. Okay, outbreak getting lower. Another one. Oh, that was a Noibat. Okay. Rain started, of course. Speaking of rain. Was that our new pal? James Catboy. Yeah. Sorry I can't pass my rain on to you. Hopefully you were able to get some for your Goodra without waiting too long. I had to do the same thing. It was on my my Scarlet version character I was playing with my nephews, actually. I was trying to get a Goodra for my run through the champion, through the Elite Four. Actually, ended up having the perfect time. I was doing something else. I think what was it? Maybe it was going to get Serena. I was doing something else, and it just happened at the same time it took me to do the one thing. It also started raining in that time, so I was able to do both that and to get my Goodra, and my whole team worked out. And I was able to continue on my merry way. Oh, wow. Look at that Heracross. What? What? Yo, I'm catching this guy. Look at this thing. That's like a true bug Pokemon there. Getting that ball. Oh, what? Come on, man. Don't do it. You are so mean. I'm sorry, Brio. I apologize. No, yes. Oreo. Oreo cookie. The reliable partner. Wait a second. Is reliable partner just the title they get whenever they like you? I don't really care what Pokeball this thing goes in. I just want to catch it. And Repeat Ball should, as far as I know, Repeat Ball is supposed to be the best thing for something you've already caught. Unless you got like a Dusk Ball or something that might be better. You know what? Here. It's nighttime. Go in that Dusk Ball. Of course, of course. That's why everyone likes the Dusk Ball. Not because it looks cool or because they're edgy, bro, or anything like that. It's just the only thing that ever works. Only thing that ever works. Might as well just play the game at night all the time so you can use Dusk Balls. Alright, anyway. Maybe it's just me, but that Heracross looked super small.
That one doesn't look very big either, though. Wait, see? That one is also small, right? Maybe I'm going crazy. Maybe I just play too much Legends Arceus. It throws me off because everything's tiny in that, or everything's massive in that game, making everything thus look tinier in this game. We'll auto heal ourselves here using some super potions instead. Get rid of some of those. This is our main Violet version, of course. This is my very first game I played. Very first profile or character or whatever you want to call it. Not the very first Pokemon game, of course. Woo. You know what? We did end up passing it up around the Blueberry Elite Four with our Scarlet playthrough because I do so much shiny hunting on this game, on this character. I was very, very slowly going through the story so I could enjoy it, exploring everything as I went, and then we did, because of that, end up catching up. I pretty much did all the exploring I needed to. All we had left to do, which I passed up on Scarlet version with you guys on the stream, was actually beating the Elite Four and doing the story. So that was new, and that was nice. Now we got even more new story that I have yet to experience in Legends Arceus. How many left from the outbreak? All right, perfect time too, sort of the Umbreon level. Pretty much everybody at a point now. All these EVs can pretty much just rare candy them up. If I had them, I guess. I don't have any rare candies left. Yeah, I used them all. Did I? That'd actually be kind of crazy if I did. Yeah, I have some left. A lot less than I thought I would have, though. I usually sit on all, stash them. All right, I think that's it, guys. We hunted it down. We have a little bit of time left to just hang out, look a little bit for a Gengar, but I don't know. Maybe I'll go through the rest of the night with you guys here, see if we get lucky. But again, this is one you'll probably see me doing a video of this, I'm sure, if we don't get one right now. I'd love to get 2 of these. I would use one for sure. One for home, one for here. Plenty more where that came from, I'm sure. Hunted down my Ghastly. That might have been before I got Shiny Charm. Should try to... Oh, you know what? I think I might be able to remember when I got the Shiny Charm, because we did it the same day on both of my characters, and it was on a stream day. So I can go back, and I can find the date. I'm going to do that. That I got the Shiny Charms on both my characters is the same day. And then I'm going to be able to know forever which because of all the nice info they give you for your Pokemon you caught, I'm going to always know which Pokemon I caught before I got the Shiny Charms. Several were hunted on this character before I got it. Didn't do much on Scarlet, and that's why, again, we were able to catch up. Non-Shiny Charm hunting, it's a little rough, but it's not really that bad. All things considered, it's super easy compared to old games. You just stand there, or you wander around a little bit. I say that even without a Shiny Charm, if you do a playthrough of the game, especially including the DLC, and you're vigilant enough, you're definitely going to come across one Shiny at least. Now, when I'm doing all my extra playthroughs here, we're always going to swap over the entire Pokedex for the base game, just so we can get the Shiny Charm immediately. I don't want to play any playthrough where we don't have a Shiny Charm the whole time, because that's going to get us probably, if we can get one every playthrough without one, we probably get 5 every playthrough with one. Oddly enough, still waiting for the first one on our first playthrough here, but we didn't get the Shiny Charm until like episode 3 or something maybe. So it took me a bit until I went and got it. But still, I feel like we should have probably come across one. And again, we probably had one spawn at least by now. It's also then about seeing it spawn. No Gengar. Where are they? Looking at all these other things, they're not even Gengar. I don't care about you. We have to. We're gonna have to go way down here. Maybe. Might work. This might work. I was hunting. You saw those Squirtle on here. Those took me. Oh yeah. Those took me a little bit to find the right, like the sweet spot, right? Not always easy to find the exact area, the best area to spawn them in at. I don't know. This is pretty promising down here. Oh yeah, okay. Just need to find a good. Get out of here. Nope. I do want to be over here, but not quite a good area to picnic at. Feel like we're getting spawned somewhere else again. Up there, I guess maybe we're kind of close to that. This is not 15. I didn't count them, but it's not 15. Oh, we're almost 4 hours now. Okay. We're getting close to the end of the night. Whatever. I guess I'll still just stick it out. Why not? Be nice to find one more shiny today for you. For me, but for you. For your entertainment. Be great to have a shiny Gengar for you at some point. Going into the rewards box. Oh, by the way, I meant to mention, any day that there's people fighting, battling in the open league on Saturday morning, anytime that there's a battle, the winner, whoever gets the best record, depending on how many people there are, whoever has the best record at the end, will get a reward from the reward box. Their choice, of course. They don't have to choose then. They can wait and let me know later or something after they think about it. Then also, maybe more importantly for some of you, we're also going to have a giveaway anytime there's an open league battle. If two people are battling that day, that means we'll also do an extra random giveaway for everybody who's around. You just have to say something in the chat to enter, pretty much, is how it'll work. So I can put your name into the drawing, right? So you don't have to. You just have to be viewing. Really, is all it'll take. Be viewing at the right time. So make sure you're just chilling with us. And then yeah, we'll that won't be a chosen prize. That'll be something I already have planned. So you'll know going into the drawing what it is you might win. But that's gonna be tomorrow again. That's the stream tomorrow. Come chill. Come battle. Again, even if you're not a good battler, you can make that. You can be the one to make that extra giveaway happen, just by participating and being willing to maybe lose on stream. It's not that bad. Not that bad. I lose all the time. It's not bad. But I win sometimes too. I like the team I got for myself here. Pretty fun. I'm of course not participating. That's not allowed. I wouldn't be allowed. But I do have a team in case there's only one of you ever, and you want to maybe do a little practice. You can always practice against my team. Maybe I'll have another one. I do want to make another one eventually here. Those are some teams that I'm going to be using against my nephews eventually. Those are like, those are after all the levels of battle teams I'm making for them. Once they pass all those up, then all I have left for them is them to train me too. And so I'll be using my best teams against them and trying to make them even better. I don't think it'll take him too long to get there. My older nephew is getting a little older now, so maybe soon he's going to be hitting that point of where his intellect really kicks in. Is this a? No. Is it? No. It'd be like really dull color. Yeah. I don't know why. I don't know what. I don't know. Sorry. Sometimes they just get you. Throw you off a little bit. As I always say, when you're looking for that first one, you always want to be cautious because you don't know how much it's going to look like the rest if you haven't seen them yet in real life, in living color. The ones that just in the shadows, I think. Yeah, you saw 2 prizes though, definite ones. The Swaddle doesn't matter as much. That was it's just an extra one I have. But the Dratini and Espeon, those are 2 potential prizes for you to choose from. And that's definitely already have other ones. They're just not there yet. If you somehow missed the recent event or events, that is events plural, I'm gonna have some from all of those. So that's gonna be Wiglet, Swablu, and Growlithe. And then from the last event, which is a bunch of stuff, Applin. Let me try to remember all of them here. Let's go back to there's Charcadet, there's Finizin, there's Smoliv, there was who did I say? Who was the other one I said there? Applin. There was I'm trying to think now. Kitakami ones. Applin, Poliwag, and would that be the red? And then there was a green. Oh, and then Swaddle, and then the 3 blueberry ones, which were Lapras, Porygon, and Scyther, which are 3 really good ones. So all of those are going to be choices. They're just not there, but they will be. Just have to get them in there. Probably have a Fletchling too to throw in from the events before that. That's pretty much the first event. I didn't get any Starly or Pick-a-Peck during that because I didn't get to the DLC areas yet. Didn't realize that's where those outbreaks were going to be. Silly me, or I would have them. Yeah, so tons of choices there from event Pokemon only, but we have others. I do have other extra ones that I did hunt myself. There's some cool. Look at, is this one right here? No. Yes. I didn't mean to hit him, but it is. No and yes. I mean both of those at the same time. Awesome. He can't knock himself out, right? You don't have Memento, do you, Gengar? Please don't have Memento. Okay, I think we have to run. I'm afraid. We gotta run. That's gonna be an autosave there. Give it a second. Goes. See, so very close to the same as the rest of them, but you can tell a difference. You can tell a difference. I like that they're all floating there for a picture. Photo op. Okay, let's go with Brio. Yay, Sydney! What a way to end the stream, huh? Okay, so you probably won't see me hunting. If I do any more Gengar hunting, I will video it, I guess. Same with Flareon. We're definitely going to get back to more Flareon. Anything else? Any other shiny Gengar floating around back there? Always want to make sure there's not an extra shiny somewhere before you like fly away or stop or whatever you might do after you know, if you're hunting one, you catch it. You might think, okay, good, I got what I wanted, I'm done. Just give it a once over, one more once over, just in case. You never know. The only time I've ever had Swaddle, I'm pretty sure that was the one it was, during the event. So I've never had one that was a non-event outbreak do that. Although I had one that was close. I can't remember what it was, but there was something that was super close to double spawn. All right, Gengar. Stop it. That one isn't. It's just far away. It's hard to tell. Yeah. Likes to get in the way and stretch in front of the camera. right? There's not another one back there, right? No, okay, yeah, that one flew back, and then I think confirmed it for us. Okay, Gengar, come on, man. It's a dust ball. You're supposed to go in that thing. Or that one just despawned itself. I hope it wasn't shiny. Yeah, I usually, against my nephews, again, this is Battle Party number 6 I'm using right now, training. I think I maybe used Thunder Wave on one team, and that's like the only status condition I've used. Maybe a couple moves that may have set other conditions, maybe a flinch, something like that. I may have used some status moves, but not condition moves. But this is the first team, as you saw there. I'm going to start using those. The only thing I'm not using right now is obviously any double battle moves that are useless, and then also anything that heals, pretty much. And those will all come in. Everything will be in play. Battle Party 7. But Confuse Rayon, Umbreon, that'll be nice and annoying. Please, Gengar. Speaking of nice and annoying. We're all too high a level to do anything. They're all so high. I can't. What can I do? I hit it and he's gonna get knocked out. Dazzling Gleam from Espeon is probably the only chance I have. Or maybe actually Draining Kiss from BO either. Yeah, I have the. Okay. I got the save. It'll be alright. I always hate doing it anyway, though. I don't get knocked out in return. Okay, now it's going to throw everything out. I should still be good. That was barely any damage. Draining Kiss shouldn't do much. Destiny Bond's okay. Curse would be an issue. Oh, Curse would definitely be an issue. I don't think he has it, though. That was perfect. Alright, let's go! That should be enough, right? Of course not. Of course not. But anyway, guys, thanks for chilling. Like and subscribe. I will catch you tomorrow for the Battle League. Hope to see you there. If not, though, Monday and Wednesday, those are our Ironmon Challenge, Pokemon Challenge streams. Level 1 still in the beginning of things. But it's going to ramp up quickly, and we're also going to start that video series of the different typed runs, which will be fun. Still, as we discussed, still trying to figure out which one we'll start with. Those top, what were they, 7 choices? Going to consider between those, it's going to be normal, water, steel, fire, very dark, or fighting first. I'm thinking it's probably going to be water, steel, or fire will be the first one we go with. Dark might be in that top 4 as well. We shall see. But that's going to be coming up in a while. It's not going to be too soon. But it will happen eventually. That'll be an extra hard mode run for us. Tuesday and Thursday is when we're doing Arceus, our casual Legends Arceus playthrough. Trying to finish our very first playthrough the whole way through that game. I have never played the whole way through. We've already passed up what I've played on my own. And that's it. So that's our stream schedule. And I hope to catch you for all those, and hopefully you check out some of those videos as well. The video series, Let's Go Pikachu, Monday, Wednesday, Friday. That other hard mode challenge series will start soon enough, and then we have a couple other things coming too. To stay tuned. Hit the notification bell as well. So let you know when all those things drop. That's it though. Thanks for hanging out again. Randy with Nerds Templar. Peace out. See Sydney says bye, but she's just tired of hanging out over here. As always. Doesn't look like any more shiny Gengar for now. I'll catch you later.